Cedar Rapids Kernels, that's a good time roll.
Play ball! Are you ready to let the good times roll? Are you ready for Kernels baseball? The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM, and the Class A affiliate of the Anaheim Angels welcome you to Cedar Rapids Kernels baseball. Now in his ninth season as the voice of the Kernels, here's John Rogers.
Monday morning greetings from Appleton, Wisconsin, Kernel fans. We're glad you're with us to start your work week. The Kernels coming off a pair of big wins here against the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. 8-2 in the series opener Saturday evening, and then yesterday behind 6 shutout innings from Kernel lefty Nick Touchstone, the Kernels bombed the Rattlers 8-0. In this series, the Kernels have out-hit Wisconsin 29-9, and by virtue of the first 2 wins of this series, the Kernels remain in a tie atop the Western Division first half standings with Kane County. Both clubs are 22-15. Our dugout interview guest rose early to get his work in this morning following his 6 shutout innings yesterday as a starter. Lefty Nick Touchstone joins us next from Fox City Stadium. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
When we met at Spaghetti, we would never forget the Ojanos. Now it's where mi amore and I dine in. We carry out the lunch and the dinner all the time for lasagna, ravioli, mandacati, cannelloni, tortellini, or try their delicious salads and sub sandwiches too. The Ojanos is the hometown taste of Italy. For your next meal with friends and a family, remember the Ojanos with 5 convenient locations for the pasta that makes you sing.
Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Nick Touchstone, we were so impressed with your 4 innings of shutout relief Tuesday night in the series opener in Beloit. That kept us right in the game. And then to show how versatile you are, you come out yesterday as the starter and 6 shutout innings, giving up just 1 infield single. Man, you've got it going good, Nick. What do you attribute it to on this road trip?
Just definitely working with my pitching coach a lot. You know, Benny has done a great job figuring out what I was doing wrong mechanically and adjusting it, and just going out there and throwing, you know, not getting discouraged when I give up hits or walk people, and just, you know, trying to get back in the groove. So it's definitely I've been working on a lot lately, so hopefully I found out what I'm doing now.
Nick, when you work on a lot as a pitcher, like anybody learning a craft or a trade or a skill, you have to be able to take in enough of it to apply it but not be overloaded. How do you draw that fine line between trying to take in so much and apply it and then be able to remember it all and execute it?
I've had a lot of pitching coaches, and I've got a lot of different things from every pitching coach, and you just have to look at it and take a little bit from everybody. You definitely can't use everything, you know. It's just with Benny, I listen to everything he says and then use what I think I need to help me out. So, you know, there's things you throw in, things you don't use, and it's just you got to look at the big picture, you know, and find out what works for you. So.
Nick, you mentioned you try not to get discouraged after you give up a hit or a walk or something doesn't go your way, and that is such a big part of this game of baseball, whether you're a hitter, a fielder, a pitcher. And what sorts of methods do you use so that you don't get discouraged, so that you do focus on that next batter or that next pitch?
I rely a lot on my catcher. Tommy did a great job yesterday of calming me down, you know, when I got a little rattled or just, you know, I had trouble a little bit yesterday with the ball up in the zone. And he always does a great job, you know, of getting me calmed down, and as all our catchers do. But that's one thing I use, you know, and just staying focused and trying to make my adjustment and focus on the next pitch. So.
you're out there all alone on the mound and you're battling a hitter, yet you have 7 guys behind you and your catcher with you. And sometimes pitchers need to remember that, Nick, that they don't have to do it all themselves.
Definitely. I've caught myself doing that a lot of times, just trying to strike everyone out. I don't think I had that many strikeouts yesterday because I had plenty of great defensive plays behind me. So it's nice to have a good defense behind you, and our guys are really good right now. Just not many errors, and it feels good to be able to get a ground ball and know they're going to make the play. So I only gave up 1 hit yesterday, so it was nice.
Yes, it was, and it was a little infield tap to the left side. Nick Touchstone has spun 10 shutout innings on this road trip, 4 as a relief pitcher Tuesday night in Beloit, 6 yesterday in our starting role. Nick, when you pitched in Beloit Tuesday night, the players were joking about it being a golf crowd. You could hear birds chirping, and you could hear me doing the game up in the booth. And then yesterday we had a full house here, over 4,000. And how do you deal with that as a pitcher? Does it even enter your mind, or do you prefer to have a big crowd to help pump you up a little bit, or do you like the golf crowd that you can hear every single thing that goes on?
For me, truthfully, I like the big crowds. I like the people in the stands. I like everybody yelling, and it just helps me to get a little more pumped up, and it feels like you're out there, and people are watching you, and I always like a lot of pressure. That's when I pitch my best. So the golf crowd was a little tough, but I had my stuff going that night, so I didn't want to back down.
Nick, you mentioned earlier about Coach Jim Bennett working with you on your mechanics, and oftentimes as a baseball fan, I have a ton of baseball books, and it'll show a Steve Carlson or a Sandy Koufax or a tremendous lefty in some sort of pitch, delivering a pitch. Can you look at a picture of a pitcher hurling a baseball and say, well, that's what he's doing well mechanically, or I see what he's doing with his front arm to balance? Can you kind of dissect the mechanics of a delivery when you look at a pitcher now?
Some pitchers, I like to film myself and watch a lot of film. That's how I adjust my mechanics. Sometimes I use and watch other guys, other major league pitchers, and see what they're doing, and use what they do, to get mechanically right. But I've always been pretty good at being able to watch guys. Some guys will come to me and ask me, what do you think I'm doing wrong, or I'll ask other guys. So yeah, it's something you can watch, or see in a picture and be able to adjust something by just watching film. So
a trained set of eyes sure does pay off. Nick, you told us earlier in Beloit that you've been pitching since you were 9 years old, but when you weren't pitching, you played other positions, and one of them as a little leaguer was shortstop. And what was it like being a left-handed shortstop?
I loved it. I loved playing infield. I played everywhere pretty much except catcher. So I was, one of the better athletes on the team, so they put me at shortstop, and I miss those days. It's tough to just go from doing all that to just being a pitcher, just pitching once every 5th day. So
still like to hit.
Oh yeah, I miss hitting a lot. We might get to take BP when we get home because we threw a shutout. So
that's right. That's the pitcher's reward, right?
Yeah. So I hope I can bring out the old stick and see how it does. But it's been a while.
I'm sure you can get loose real quick once the batting cage up for pitchers. On a Monday morning in Appleton, we're going to take a break on the dugout interview and have a final word with Colonel lefty Nick Touchstone, yesterday's winning hurler for the Kernels. You're listening to Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
Okay, so I'm dropping my daughter off at daycare, and as I'm walking out, I see myself in the double door.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh is right. My hair looks terrible. My ends are all scraggly, and my roots. Did you see my roots? I can't believe I've been walking around like this.
Have you tried cost
Oh, I'd love to get my hair done, but who has the time? With work and the kids, I barely have time to find matching socks, let alone time for my hair. Besides, I need the work.
Just go to Cost Cutters. They'll have you in and out looking great in no time.
Yeah?
Yeah. At Cost Cutters, the stylist will keep you looking great with a new cut, some color, even highlights. Check out mine.
Oh, so Cost Cutters is your secret.
Yep. I even get my favorite products there. Shampoo, conditioner.
That's it. I'm going to Cost Cutters.
Right now?
My roots, thank you.
There are a dozen Cost Cutters here in our area, each offering a relaxed, convenient hair care experience with no appointments and no hassles. Cost Cutters make things easy and affordable with professional stylists who care about you.
Cost Cutters. Live your life. We always have time for your hair.
Nick Touchstone, there are a lot of Yankee fans in eastern Iowa, guys in their 50s who grew up watching the game of the week, and the Yankees, of course, were in the World Series virtually, it seemed like every year in the 40s, 50s, and the early 60s, and you have a very special relationship with a very well-known New York Yankee from those glory days.
Yes, I do. My great uncle is Bobby Richardson, and I've grown up, being able to watch him and see how he handles himself, and as being a big league, player for 11 years, I've learned a lot from him and just asked him a lot of questions and heard a lot of stories. So it's neat to have someone like that in your life and in your family, and be able to take what he does, and use that.
Can he relate to the modern game?
Not a lot of it. I mean, the baseball part definitely, but he's told me a lot of stories, and it's so much different now. It's more of a business, and they didn't have the draft back when he was drafted or when he signed in '55. But I use a lot of stuff that he helps me out on, and I haven't seen him for a while since I've been gone playing ball. But every time I go back home to South Carolina, he's always there, and I always get to talk to him for a while.
He's very active with his faith and his ministry, isn't he, Nick?
Yes, he is. He does a lot of work for the SCA and travels all over the country, and does a lot of speaking for different organizations.
Nick Touchstone, congratulations on a terrific 2 games on this road trip, 10 shutout innings, including a victory yesterday, 8-0 over these Timber Rattlers. When we return home, Nick, we have our longest homestand of the year, 12 games, and Gio Johnnos would like you to pay them a visit with this $5 gift certificate they're presenting you with. So much good for so little money at Gio Johnnos. Homemade pasta, outstanding bread, the best in Italian cuisine. Nick Touchstone on this Monday morning, thank you so much.
Thank you, John.
Up next, the starting lineups for this Monday morning clash between the Kernels and the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. We'll have them in a minute. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Been looking to buy a used car, truck, or van? If so, head to Select Auto now. All vehicles are priced to sell with bottom line pricing. Monthly bills getting you down? Can't afford the car of your dreams? No problem. Select Auto offers payment plans to fit around your budget. Select Auto also offers great warranties on all cars, not to mention their experienced and friendly staff in their full-service service department. Hate being chased around the lot by those annoying salespeople? At Select Auto, you won't be bothered by any salespeople. You deal directly with the owners. Got bad credit? Not a problem. They offer financing for any credit, good or bad. Still not sold? Purchase any used car over $5,000 and get $200 in free gas. Hurry in. This deal only lasts during the month of May. What are you waiting for? Visit either of Select Auto's 2 convenient locations on 1st Avenue downtown Cedar Rapids or on 7th Avenue in Marion. Select Auto, a great way to buy a pre-owned car.
An overcast but warm Monday morning in Appleton, Wisconsin. Greetings, Kernel fans. Glad you're with us as you start your work week. It's before noon. It's Monday morning, and the Kernels have played terrific baseball in this series against the Seattle Mariner minor leaguers, whipping Wisconsin 8-2 on Saturday evening, and then yesterday, behind 6 shutout innings from our dugout interview guest Nick Touchstone, the Kernels waylaid Wisconsin 8-0. Let's set the starting lineups for this Monday morning contest between the Kernels, who sit atop the Western Division first half standings with a record of 22-15, tied with Kane County, and the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers, who are 15-22. They're in 7th place in the 8-team Western Division first half standings. Wisconsin skipper is 43-year-old Steve Roadcap. He managed here in 1999, was originally drafted by the Cubs in the 18th round in 1982, and he's also managed in this league with Rockford and with Peoria. Leading off in left field for the Timber Rattlers is Josh Ellison. Adam Jones, the shortstop, will hit second. He was Seattle's first-round pick last year out of the high school ranks of San Diego, California. A refugee from Cuba bats third. He's the second baseman, Eval Bastida. Bastida at second base will hit third for Wisconsin. The cleanup man and catcher is Chris Collins. Jeremy Dutton is at first base. He'll hit fifth for the Timber Rattlers. At third base, he made a couple of errors yesterday, batting sixth out of Florida Atlantic. A teammate of our own Matt Pauley, Michael Cox at the hot corner, hit sixth. The Timber Rattler right fielder, seeing his first action in this series, Josh Womack. He'll bat seventh. Hitting eighth from Aruba in center field, Wladimir Balentien. And the designated hitter for Wisconsin hits ninth, Brent Matheny. On the hill for the Timber Rattlers is a 21-year-old. He'll be 22 tomorrow. From Creighton University in Omaha, Nebraska, All-Missouri Valley Conference hurler, lefty Tom Oldham. Oldham has won one and lost two. He was taken in the 8th round last June by the Mariners. A 1-2 mark with a 4.24 ERA for lefty Tom Oldham, O-L-D-H-A-M. He's from Fremont, Nebraska, by way of Creighton University. That's the starting lineup for Wisconsin. And for the Kernels this morning, Allen Motor Company proud to present our starting lineup. Allen's Kia grand opening sale is underway, and Allen's is open late tonight till 9 o'clock. Allen Kia, I-380 and Boyson Road, exit 25 in Hiawatha. The grand opening sale on Kias at Allen's includes brand new Kias under $9,000. The 2004 Kia Rio starts at just $8,995 during Allen Kia's grand opening sale. 32 miles per gallon on the highway, and with gas prices rising, that's a terrific value. 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty program. Visit Allen's. They're open late tonight till 9. Their Kia grand opening sale. The Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup this morning has Quan Cosby leading off in center field. Batting second and playing second base, seventh in the league with a .331 average, Howie Kendrick. Hitting third in the Allen Motor Company order in left field, Matt Pauley. Pauley's fourth in the league in hitting with a .349 average. The Kernel cleanup batter is Matt Brown. He'll be at third base. He's belted 4 home runs on this road trip in America's Dairyland. Batting fifth, the Kernel shortstop, Brandon Wood. Blake Balcom will hit sixth. He's in right field for the Kernels. At first base in the Allen Motor Company order, batting seventh, Matt Abram. He slugged 2 home runs in our doubleheader sweep of Beloit on Wednesday. Caleb Mayer is the designated hitter, and Caleb will hit eighth. And batting ninth for the Kernels, the catcher, Tommy Duenas. Rounding out the Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup on the hill, 23-year-old right-hander Chris Hunter. Chris is 1-1. He's from Utah Valley State Junior College. Chris Hunter opened this road trip up for us Tuesday night in Beloit. Pitched better than his numbers indicate. He was a 7-3 loser to the Snappers. Chris Hunter, a 23-year-old right-hander taken in the 41st round by Anaheim last year, 1-1 with a 3.46 earned run average. That's the Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup. The sun trying to peer through here right off Highway 41, which will zip you up to Titletown, USA, Green Bay. Anderson and Brown Eye Care is proud to present our Anderson and Brown Eye Care umpiring duo for this third game of the 4-game series. They've been with us the entire time here in Wisconsin. An umpiring duo has to focus on a goal of getting the calls right. That ability to focus is a necessity with umpires. Anderson and Brown Eye Care can help make sure your eyes focus properly for your everyday calls. Anderson and Brown Eye Care is your family eye care center. Anderson and Brown Eye Care, great with children. Anderson and Brown Eye Care is the area leader in ocular health prevention and management, as well as the area's contact lens specialist. The Anderson and Brown Eye Care umpiring crew, Mark Ripperger behind the plate. His partner on the diamond is Clint Mahan. As you can imagine, this 11:30 start designed to bring a lot of school kids out to the ballpark. It certainly has done that. We can't wait to get home for our longest homestand of the year. It starts this Thursday, May 20th. We will start a 12-game homestand that will take us through Memorial Day weekend. And so much to look forward to on the homestand. Thursday and Friday evenings, we start at 6:30 against the swing of the Quad Cities. And then we welcome in the Kane County Cougars, the team we're battling for the top spot with in the Western Division first half standings. Saturday the 22nd, Rockin' Ray and Sky Dogs USA. They can do anything as far as being educated as dogs. They can pick up baseball bats. They can jump rope. Sky dogs can also chase down frisbees. They are wonderful, wonderful creatures, man's best friend. And that's Saturday the 22nd, Rockin' Ray and Sky Dogs USA. The next day, Sunday the 23rd, is a 2 o'clock start. The Saturday game, by the way, 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock to start on Saturday. Sunday the 23rd, a 2 o'clock game. Sky Dog USA and Rockin' Ray will perform again. We'll be welcoming our great friends from Viola Gibson School on Sunday the 23rd, a 2 o'clock start, and it's our annual Bark in the Park Day as well. Any of you who pre-register can bring your favorite dog, your pet, your best friend to the ballpark and watch the Kernels in Kane County Sunday the 23rd at 2 o'clock. On Tuesday the 25th, a 6:30 start, and the Futon Connection will be giving away 1,000 miniature basketballs to the first 1,000 of you Kernel fans who come to the game on Tuesday the 25th. The gates open at 5:30. The game starts at 6:30. Lonnie Thorsten, our leading salesperson back in the office, put together this great promotion with the Futon Connection, and I know Lonnie was just beaming about what a great giveaway those 1,000 miniature basketballs are, and that's Tuesday, May 25th. This upcoming homestand also features one of our favorite starts, a noon start on Thursday the 25th. Thursday, May 27th, rather. Thursday, May 27th. The gates open at 11. A noon start on Thursday the 27th against Dayton. Make sure you give our box office a call. It's open right now, open weekdays from 10 to 4. The number to call is 896-7560. 896-7560. Or you can visit the box office from 10 to 4. Actually, you can call the box office anytime, but you can visit from 10 to 4, and the number is 896-7560. You can also order tickets by logging online at www.kernels.com. Remember, we're hosting the All-Star Game this year. The All-Star Game in mid-June, Tuesday, June 22nd. And you can give us a call or stop at our box office to purchase tickets for the All-Star Game. This big crowd comes alive as the Timber Rattlers are about to take the field. They're in their white home uniforms with black hats and maroon bills. They had a different look yesterday, black hats with silver bills. And a big group of senior citizens is marching out. They're going to stand behind the dirt batting circle. They're all in white collared shirts with black slacks. And this is a big, big thrill for them to be able to sing the Star-Spangled Banner as Wisconsin takes the field. This group of senior citizens is forming behind the dirt batting circle, and they will face the backstop on this Monday morning to sing the national anthem. Getting back to that All-Star Game, again, you can call our ticket office at 896-7560. 896-7560. The All-Star Game comes to the new Veterans Memorial Stadium Tuesday, June 22nd. That should be a red-letter date on your calendar for affordable family fun. The Midwest League All-Star Game, Tuesday, June 22nd. The Kernels are popping out of their first base dugout in our gray road uniforms with all red caps, red numbers trimmed in white. Wisconsin has hit the field in their white home uniforms with black socks. Their names are on the back of their white home jerseys with black numbers. Let's pause here from Fox City Stadium. A big Monday morning crowd is here with this group of senior citizens to sing the national anthem.
National Anthem.
partly sunny, overcast Monday morning. We're glad you're with us for Colonel Baseball. We're in America's Dairyland, Game 3 of a 4-game series with Wisconsin. The Colonels start play this morning in a tie atop the Western Division first half standings with King County. Both clubs are 22 and 15. We'll have this morning's first pitch in just a moment. You're listening to Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
With all the talk about rising gas prices, doesn't it make sense to drive a fuel-efficient vehicle? You can when you buy with confidence at Randy Keel Honda. Get up to 51 miles to the gallon with the Honda Civic Hybrid. Every Honda model has awesome fuel efficiency. Don't wait for $2 a gallon gas to buy a fuel-efficient car. Now when you can save time and money now by previewing Randy Keel's fuel-efficient inventory online at randykeel.com. Right now, lease a 2004 Honda Accord LX for only $235 per month. At Randy Keel Honda, you'll find many great buys under $5,000 too. Randy Keel is the home of confidence, a 7-year, 100,000-mile guarantee. Randy Keel is dedicated on getting you the lowest possible price backed by the best service in the Midwest. Stop by and see for yourself at Randy Keel Honda, Center Point Road Northeast in Cedar Rapids, or visit them on the web at randykeel.com. Accord LX lease, 36 months, $14.88 due at lease signing. Includes first month's payment, security deposit, capitalized cost reduction, and excludes tax and license.
We've had crowds of, over 3,900 Saturday night, over 4,000 yesterday, and another big throng is gathered here as they celebrate the 10th year of this stadium's existence, Fox City Stadium. They expect to draw their 2 millionth fan this coming weekend. It's 325 down the lines, 405 to deep right center, 385 to deep left center, 400 feet to dead center, and a dark green, army green batter's eye, 16 feet high in center field. Tom Oldham, a lefty from Creighton University, will face Quan Cosby to start this ball game. Quan hitting .233. He was 1 for 5 yesterday. He singled and scored in that big Colonel 4-run second inning, part of an 8-0 Colonel shutout victory. Both men at the corners, Michael Cox at third and Jeremy Dutton at first, are shortened up. They're in on the edge of the grass in case Quan tries to lay one down. We've had a slight delay as the senior citizens are escorted off the field. Boy, they did a fabulous job singing the national anthem. That's what makes baseball so appealing, whether you're 2 years old or 102 years old. As Jack Rader, our general manager, likes to say, that's our demographic. Game's first pitch is a strike, a breaking pitch, and Quan faked the bunt and took it. We're underway at 11:37 here at Fox City Stadium. Sun trying to peer through. The wind is blowing out towards right center. Oldham delivers outside a fastball. Tom's record is 1-2 in 34 innings pitched. He's allowed 44 hits. He's fanned 35 batters in 34 innings, walked 11. This is his 8th start of the year. A ground ball to the right side. The second baseman, Bastida, on to first. Quan Cosby taps out to second to start this morning's ball game. Quan went with the pitch. It was low and away, and he grounds out to second. Here's Howie Kendrick. Howie's batting .331, 7th highest in the league, and he's 4 for 8 in this series. Right-handed hitter. Takes a let-up for a strike called a 69-mile-an-hour changeup. Howie, 2 for 4 yesterday, singled in a run and scored in the Colonel 4-run second inning. Was one of 3 Colonels to be struck by pitches in the 8th inning. He took a curveball right in the noggin. And another changeup, or a curve rather. This is a strike from Tom Oldham, and it's 0-2 to Howie Kendrick. Look out, Howie's hit an 0-2 pitch, and a fastball hit Howie Kendrick in the lower front leg. Howie, as all these Colonels have been all season long, highly professional, no yelping back at the mound, no throwing the bat in disgust, no showboating. He was hit on an 0-2 pitch. Matt Pauley now bats against the southpaw. Pauley didn't play in the Colonel win yesterday. He was 2 for 5 here in the series opener Saturday night. Matt has the 4th highest batting average in the league, .349. A fastball is at strike on the outside corner from the southpaw. Josh Ellison in left for Wisconsin, Wladimir Balentien in center, and Josh Womack playing very deep in right. Pauly stands straight away. Matt has belted 3 homers, driven in 23 runs. Kendrick not going, and Pauly risks one foul into the backstop, 0-2 to Matt. The infield this morning has Michael Cox at third for Wisconsin, Adam Jones at short, Avel Bastida, the Cuban, at second base, and holding Howie Kendrick at first, Jeremy Dutton. The Kernels on the road this year are a dynamite 11-7. The 0-2 to Pauly is a curve, and Matt fought it off and fists it foul into the third base stands. 10 rows of burgundy or maroon box seats here at Fox City Stadium, then 15 rows of aluminum back bleachers. And a lot of kids on hand taking a field trip, learning more about their national pastime. The catcher for Wisconsin is Chris Collins. Howie, a short lead at first, has 9 steals and 10 tries. A double play ball to second. Bastida to the shortstop and on to first, not in time. Forcing Howie Kendrick at second was Matt Pauly. It went 4-6. Matt didn't hit it quite hard enough for Adam Jones's return throw from second base to first to get Matt Pauly. And the Kernels have been so doggone good at 2-out hits this spring that's a big hustle play by Matt Pauly to stay out of a double play. Matt Brown with a .281 average has 4 home runs on this road trip, 7 to lead the club, and his 29 RBIs tops on the Kernel team. Matt, in his 4th year of pro ball, still just 21 years old. Right-handed hitter didn't play yesterday, and a Uncle Charlie is a strike called. This Kernel ball club leads the league in hitting with a .268 average, home runs with 38, and stolen bases with 47. And that's a very unusual combination. To lead the league in batting average, power, and speed, stolen bases. Ball 1, low and away, a fastball to Matt Brown. Oldham is a red-headed kid. He wears his white home pants just below his knees so you can see all of his black socks. Tom with the 1-1. The runner goes. A pitch, a strike. The throw to second. Not in time. The ball skips off the mitt of the shortstop, Adam Jones, but Matt Pauly, or the second baseman rather, Bastida, Matt Pauly holds at second, and Matt Pauly has his 6th stolen base in 10 tries, and the Kernels add to their league lead in steals with their 48th stolen base. This is our 38th game. The sun is starting to try to break through. The overcast gray skies are giving way to sunshine. Matt Brown took a fastball on the inside edge for strike 2. Matt will try to come out of a 1-2 hole and give the Kernels an early lead here this morning. He can't do that. A fastball on the inside corner, strike 3 called to Matt Brown. Tom Oldham gets Matt Brown looking with a pitch on the inside edge. No runs for the Kernels in the first. No hits, a hit batter, a stolen base. There were no Wisconsin errors. The Kernels leave a runner aboard. Then on Monday morning, after 1/2 inning in Appleton, Kernels nothing, Wisconsin coming to bat. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
If you don't stop by one of Jungi's 4 great locations, how will you know you got the very best deal? Stop in today at Jungi Lincoln Mercury Isuzu in Cedar Rapids, Jungi Ford and Jungi Chrysler Jeep Dodge in Center Point, and the new Jungi Chevrolet Pontiac in Anamosa. Now, 4 great locations. Still one great name, Jungi.
Benjamin Franklin once said,
"Glass, china, and reputation are easily cracked, but never well mended."
At Benjamin Franklin, the punctual plumber, we believe you deserve respect for favoring us with your business. We'll never forget that. That's why we do our best to give you service so special you'll want to tell your friends about it. We believe that honesty is the best policy. Benjamin Franklin said so.
You know it.
Our plumber will arrive at your house fully uniformed. You never have to wonder or fear who's at your door, because only the few, the best, and the talented can wear the Benjamin Franklin uniform. Our simple pricing system takes the panic out of calling a plumber. Plumber. We give you the options first, and you grant approval before we do the work. There are never any surprises.
Splendid.
When we say we'll be there, or we'll give you a Benjamin Franklin, a $100 bill.
Benjamin Franklin, the punctual plumber.
Right-hander Chris Hunter is making his 5th start of the year, a 1-1 record. Chris pitched 4 innings in the road trip opener Tuesday night in Beloit, and in those 4 innings, he surrendered 7 runs, 5 earned on 9 hits. He fanned a pair, walked 5. He was a 7-3 loser. The league hitting .242 against Chris Hunter. Chris in his first year of professional baseball. And he's going to face Josh Ellison, a 20-year-old switch hitter listed as a right-handed batter, but we've seen him bat left-handed against right-handed pitching in this series, so he's a switch hitter. Matt Brown is in on the edge of the grass at third, about 12 feet off the line. Ellison in 14 games hitting .302 for Wisconsin. He sat out yesterday's game. Nothing for 4 here Saturday night. First pitch is wrapped foul past third base. That would have been an extra base hit, but Ellison banged it foul going the other way. He steps out. Chris Hunter wearing a long-sleeve red shirt underneath his Kernel gray road top. Kernels in their all-red caps, red socks. We haven't talked a lot about our defense, but you heard Nick Touchstone. The batter is hit. A fastball hits Josh Ellison, and he goes down, and now he's back up. Chris Hunter bore inside with the fastball, and the crowd cheering as Josh Ellison's all right. He's back up on his feet and down at first base. An 0-1 pitch, and Chris Hunter came too far inside. That's the 5th batter that Chris Hunter has hit this season. Adam Jones, a right-handed hitter, will now bat for Wisconsin. Adam hitting .234, a couple of homers, 20 RBIs. He takes his time getting ready. Jones was Seattle's first-round pick last June. He's only 18 years old. From San Diego, hitting a driving one into the right center field alley, and nobody will get that one. It should put Wisconsin ahead here in the first inning. Josh Ellison speeds home. Adam Jones winds up at third, safely sliding in. Adam Jones triples into the right center field gap to make it 1-0 at Wisconsin here in the bottom of the first inning. It's the first lead the Timber Rattlers have had here in this series. They hit batter, and the first pitch from Chris Hunter, a fastball, and Adam Jones drilled it between Quan Cosby and Blake Balcom. His second triple of the season. He's at third with nobody out. And the batter is Abel Bastida. Bastida hitting .234. 1 homer, 9 RBIs. He's a left-handed hitter. 1 for 5 in this series. Had a hit yesterday, also walked. Kernel infield is back as Bastida swings and misses, strike 1. Pat McGrath Chevyland invites you to come out during our 12-game homestand for their special night, Friday, May 28th. 4 of you lucky Kernel fans will drive away with a Pat McGrath Chevyland pre-owned vehicle as long as you're 18 years and older and have a valid driver's license and proof of insurance. Ball 1 is high and outside from Chris Hunter to Abel Bastida. Adam Jones plugged the gap in right center to give Wisconsin an early lead here this morning, 1-0. Infield back for the Kernels. They'll trade a run for a ground ball out. Ball 2 is upstairs and outside to Bastida. That date again for the ever-popular Pat McGrath Chevyland used car giveaway night, Friday, May 18th. The game starts at 6:30. Hunter delivers, and Bastida pops one foul out of play to the left. It's 2-2 to Abel Bastida. Adam Jones at third. Nobody out. Kernel scored runs in the first inning in yesterday's ball game. We were scoreless until the 5th inning when Tommy Duenas homered here on Saturday night. Ball 3 juts down and into the batter. A full count now to left-handed hitting Avel Bastida. And he slaps one high in the air into the reserve seats above the third base line. The bullpens here are unique. You won't see anything like them in all of the Midwest League, at least, probably in professional baseball. They're carved into the grandstand. They're carved into the grandstand. A base hit into left center makes it 2-0 in favor of the Timber Rattlers. Quan Cosby gets it back in, and Avel Bastida went the other way and lined one into left center for an RBI single. 2-0 Timber Rattlers. Bottom of the first inning. Chris Collins at the plate. Chris, a .218 hitting catcher, played here 2 seasons ago. 2 seasons ago, in 101 games, he hit .259 with 5 homers, 44 RBIs. Last year, he played in the California League with Inland Empire. In 70 games, he hit .281 with a homer and 29 RBIs. Bastida, with 4 steals and 4 tries, draws the throw, and he's back safely. Wisconsin has struck for a pair here in the bottom of the first inning, and they lead it 2-0. Chris Collins, 2 homers, 17 RBIs, waits, and another throw to first by Chris Hunter. Collins wears his white trousers down at the they come below his black shoes, almost like tailored pants, only they're very baggy. They're like pajama pants. A breaking pitch, a strike. The runner bluffs a break to second. Tommy Duenas throws down to Matt Abram, but Avel Bastida gets back in time. Kernels and Chris Hunter looking to retire the first Wisconsin batter here in the bottom of the first inning. Outfield plays. Chris Collins straight away from the stretch. Chris's 0-1 is a wild pitch past Tommy Duenas, and that sends Avel Bastida to second base. The wild pitch by Chris Hunter, his 3rd of the season. Now Wisconsin has a chance for a pretty big inning. A runner in scoring position, nobody out. They already lead it 2-0. Kernels played well in the doubleheader Thursday in Beloit that started at 11 in the morning, whipping the Snappers 16-0 and 6-0, but off to a rocky start here this morning. Collins skies one into center. Quan Cosby drifting back in front of the warning track. He'll make the catch. The runner Bastida tags and hustles into third. He's there with only 1 out. Avel Bastida advances to third on a deep fly ball into center, caught by Quan Cosby for the first out of the first inning. Jeremy Dutton has a chance to make it 3-0 Wisconsin. Dutton hitting .190, a homer, 6 RBIs. Jeremy is 2 for 7 in the series. He singled in the 9th inning yesterday. He's out of North Carolina State. And the Colonel infield is back, so the Kernels are willing to give the Timber Rattlers a 3rd run here in the first inning, with Dutton, the left-handed batter, facing Chris Hunter. Ball 1 low, a throw to third, and the runner just got back. Tommy Duenas throwing that pill all over the diamond. Almost had Avel Bastida at third base. Chris Hunter is a tall 6'4", 205-pound right-hander, making his 2nd start of this trip into Wisconsin. He misses high and away, and Tommy Duenas will run the ball back out to the mound to try to settle down Chris Hunter. The Superstars will entertain you Memorial Day weekend, Sunday, May 30th, a 2 o'clock start. The Superstars are giant, gyrating mascots, and they'll leave you in stitches with their crazy, unpredictable antics on Sunday, May 30th, a 2 o'clock game at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. A bouncer to first makes it 3-0. Matt Abram waves off Chris Hunter, and Jeremy Dutton drives in the 3rd run of the Wisconsin first inning, his 7th RBI of the year. A 2-hopper that Matt Abram handled unassisted at first base. Base is empty now. 2 gone for Michael Cox, the 6th man to bat here in the Timber Rattlers 3-run first inning. Michael Cox hitting .237 walked twice yesterday. He's a right-handed hitter. He had a hit in 2 trips. Ball 1 flicks off the mid of Tommy Duenas. Cox has 4 homers, 20 RBIs from Florida Atlantic. His teammate from 2 seasons ago, Matt Pauley in left field, Quan Cosby in center, and Blake Balcom in right. A fastball is in at the knees on the outside corner. Chris Hunter's best pitch of this first inning. Matt Brown at third this morning. Up the middle, Brandon Wood at short, Howie Kendrick at second, and Matt Abram at first, the catcher Tommy Duenas. A curveball is high, and it's 2-1 to Collins. Want to say hello to all the great colleagues of mine at the downtown Rotary. They're driving down to the U.S. Cellular Center Crown 5 Seasons Hotel to have our weekly meeting at noon on Mondays, and I'm glad many of them are tuned in as they reach into their pockets for their quarters to make sure those meters are full for the noon downtown Rotary Club. A base hit into left over the head of Brandon Wood, a broken bat single for Michael Cox, and that's the 3rd hit of the first inning for the Timber Rattlers. Don't blame Chris Hunter on that one. Cox shattered his bat and just did loop it over the head of Brandon Wood at short into shallow left. 7th man to bat here in the first inning, Josh Womack. Womack is a left-handed hitter. 2nd round pick by Seattle in 2002. He hit .297 last year in Everett in 41 games. Spent time on the disabled list last year with a fractured left middle finger. Ouch. In 41 games, 3 homers, 18 RBIs for the Everett Aqua Sox. Josh Womack, a left-handed hitter. Rattles one foul into the screen, strike 1. Womack holds the white ash bat he's using straight up and down like a torch or a Roman candle. Chris Hunter trying to get out of this bottom of the first inning with no further harm. Swing and a foul. That one off the mask to the plate umpire, Mark Ripperger. Tommy Duenas will trot out to the mound to give Ripperger a few seconds to get the feeling back in his jaws and in his cheeks. Boy, that hurts when you get one rattled off the mask that hard. Tommy donning red shin guards and a red chest protector back behind the plate now. 0-2 to left-handed hitter Josh Womack. 3 homers, 13 RBIs. .229 hitter in his first action in this series. Hunter has his sign. Womack taps one foul toward the Colonel first base dugout. Josh is from San Diego. Adam Jones, their shortstop, first round pick last year from San Diego. San Diego has great baseball. Ball 1 floats outside to the left-handed batter. Bottom of the first inning, Kernels trail 3-0. After outscoring Wisconsin 16-2 in the first 2 games of this series, the Timber Rattlers have come out alive on this Monday morning. A throw to first, the runner out at first base. Chris Hunter picks off Michael Cox to end the bottom of the first inning. The caught stealing went Hunter to Matt Abram, 1-3. In the first for Wisconsin, 3 runs on 3 base hits, a hit batter. There were no Colonel errors and nobody left for the Timber Rattlers. We go to the top of the second, and Wisconsin owns a 3-0 lead over the Kernels. You're tuned to Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
Who cares what's in a hot dog? This country was built on the principle that wretched refuse could be made great. So when the tofu-obsessed among us ask what the hot dog is made of, well, the High Life man turns the question back on the questioner. You, sir, what are you made of? What spice do you add to the national knockwurst? No, you do not ask of the hot dog. The hot dog asks of you. Are you man enough to live the High Life? Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, USA.
Who's that cool cooking man? King of the grill, who's your patio? Your patio. Charbroiled sausage flipping man with the buns. Who's your patio? Your patio. He only cooks Clement. Cook number one for taste and fun.
Econo Foods is the place to save on Clement's fine products this week. Shop Econo Foods for hot pricing on Clement.
ESPN Radio plays the hits.
Drilled deep down the left field line. It is gone.
All kind of hits.
A swing and a base hit in the left field.
The hits of Major League Baseball.
Big swung on, grounded out to second. Back to first with a 4-6-3 double play. Nicely done.
Major League Baseball on ESPN Radio.
Kernels hope to fare better on Monday afternoon than Monday morning. It is Monday afternoon now, just past high noon, and we want to thank you for joining us here on The Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 AM, KCRG, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Tom Oldham, a lefty, has been staked to an early 3-0 lead. Brandon Wood first up, and a strike called to Brandon from Oldham. Tom started 11 games with Everett in the Northwest League last year, posted a 5-3 record with an earned run average of 2.86. Brandon, a 274 hitter, or 273 average rather, takes low for ball one. Wood, a right-handed batter. A curve just missed high. Brandon capped the Colonel 4-run second inning yesterday with an opposite field RBI double. He's 3 for 9 in the series, 1 for 4 yesterday. A strike on the outside edge at the knees, a changeup from Tom Oldham. Wisconsin ranked 10th in the league in pitching, 10th of 14 teams with a 4.18 ERA. Ball 3, a fastball inside to Brandon Wood. Oldham was a 4-2 loser his last time out Wednesday in Geneva, Illinois against Kane County. Pitched very well. His payoff delivery to Wood is drilled into center, and a short hop catch, a short hop fielding play by Abel Bastida. He could not hold on to it, and that'll likely be a base hit for Brandon Wood. Brandon broke his bat. The ball was headed, looked like, off the bat into center field, but actually it died right in front of second base. And Abel Bastida short hopped it, according to the plate umpire, Mark Ripperger. And then after he short hopped it, the ball came spilling out of his mitt, and it's an infield single for Brandon Wood to start the second inning. Brandon has his 4th hit of the series. Blake Balcom now bats. Balcom 1 for 5 yesterday, singled his last trip up. Blake bunts in the air, and that may be caught. Nope, no one could get to it. Tom Oldham, the pitcher, hustling in off the mound, tried to help Chris Collins, the catcher, find it, but could not. Blake Balcom unsuccessful trying to bunt. Balcom in the hole 0-1. Blake sitting 270, 2 homers, 14 RBIs. 3-0 in favor of Wisconsin, top of the second inning. The Kernels with 29 hits in the first 2 games of this series. 1 so far today. Our first of the day by Brandon Wood, who has a good-sized lead at first. He's 0 for 2 in stolen base attempts. Balcom swings and misses at a fastball low and away. Strike 2 to Blake. So much fun ahead on our longest homestand of the year, starting this Thursday, May 20th, a 6:30 game against the swing of the Quad Cities. Minnesota Twin minor leaguers. Swing and a miss by Balcom, and that's the second strikeout of this day by Tom Oldham. Blake down on 3 pitches. Brandon Wood at first, 1 gone for Matt Abram. Abram clubbed a pair of 2-run homers Thursday in a Game 2 6-0 Colonel victory in Beloit, part of a doubleheader sweep of the Snappers. Matt hasn't played in this series so far. He usually hits very well against lefties. Oldham doesn't overpower you with his fastball. Uh-oh, Brandon Wood draws a throw at first, and sliding into second, he's tagged out. Brandon was picked off by Tom Oldham. The play went 1-3-6. Brandon Wood picked off first base, 1-3-6. So each club has lost a man on a pickoff throw here in the early going. Abram now bats with 2 out and nobody on. A change-up and a swing and a miss by Matt, strike 1. Tom, in 6 innings Wednesday against Kane County on the road, gave up 2 runs on 8 hits. Matt Abram bashes one fair past third down the left field line, and Abram will go to second. The throw by Josh Ellison, not in time. A head-first slide for Matt Abram, his second double of the season. Matt Abram, who does hit lefties very well, has the Kernels' second hit of the second inning, a 2-out double that he smacked past third baseman Michael Cox. And before Josh Ellison could hustle over, the ball came to a stop on the foul line. Josh barehanded it, and his peg to second was very good, but Matt Abram with a head-first slide made it safely. Now Caleb Mayer could give the Kernels a big lift with a 2-out hit. Caleb hitting .214, batting 8th in the Allen Motor Company order, and a strike is in on the inside corner at the knees to Caleb Mayer. Caleb is 3 for 10 in this series. A 2-out RBI single in the first yesterday gave the Kernels a 1-0 lead. We're trailing 3-0 here in the second inning this afternoon. Oldham with the 0-1 delivery. Nubbed foul back of the plate, and Caleb finds himself in the hole, 0-2. Caleb, taken in the 9th round in 2002 by the Angels, just turned 21 years old this past March. Abram, a big lead at second. Will the lefty come right after Caleb? Yes, he does, and Caleb grounds one to short. Mayer thrown out by Adam Jones to end the Kernels' second inning. No runs for the Kernels, a pair of hits, a man picked off first base. There were no Wisconsin errors, and the Kernels strand their second of the young day. And after an inning and a half, Wisconsin on top of the Kernels, 3-0. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
ABC celebrates a music event 45 years in the making. It's Motown 45 with hosts Lionel Richie and Cedric the Entertainer.
It's all about the song.
Featuring the Backstreet Boys, Robinson, English Temptation, and more. It's Motown 45. Then it's night 2 of Super Millionaire with Regis Philbin. Tonight could be the biggest night in game show history.
$10 million.
Then it's KCRG TV9 News at 10.
Do makeovers have to be extreme? Meet Val. She wants to look great for her daughter's graduation from Marion. It's a makeover, one you could do. Val gets a new smile, new eyewear, new hairstyle, makeup, and wardrobe. An Eastern Iowa transformation without the extreme price tag. And wait till you see her. Whoa! Watch Val's makeover tonight on KCRG TV9 News at 10.
The way to pocket important savings is to take advantage of Chevron motor oils and lubricants from the Otson Oil Company, your local Chevron oil distributor. Chevron lubricants are made from higher quality base oils for better performance, and that means longer life for your engine. Contact the Otson Oil Company in Cedar Rapids for details on how you can save time and money with Chevron lubricants. The Otson Oil Company, serving Iowa with quality lubricants since 1933. Visit Otson Oil Company at www.otson.com.
The lower third of the Wisconsin order to face right-hander Chris Hunter as we start the bottom of the second inning. 3-0 Timber Rattlers. Josh Womack was at the plate when Chris picked off Michael Cox at first to end the 3-run Timber Rattler first inning. Womack, as a matter of fact, was in the hole 1 and 2. I'm telling you, if these Timber Rattlers wore their home uniforms against the West Michigan Whitecaps in their home uniforms, you couldn't tell them apart. They both look like the Detroit Tigers at home with white uniforms, black hats, black socks. Womack tries to bunt his way on and bunts foul high in the air to the on-deck hitter, Wladimir Balentien. The 6'4" Colonel right-hander Hunter delivers, and a swing and a foul. This one high up to the screen above the on-deck hitter as well. This ballpark was built in 1995, or opened in 1995. The year after Alex Rodriguez played here in Appleton. Swing and a miss on a good off-speed breaking pitch, and Chris Hunter off to a terrific start in the bottom of the second with Josh Womack for the first out. Here's Wladimir Balentien. Balentien, a .212 hitter with a couple of homers. One of them came in the series opener here Saturday night. A 2-run blast off Aaron Pullen in the 7th inning. Wladimir, a right-handed hitter, takes a breaking pitch high, ball 1 from Chris Hunter. The scoreboard here towers above the 16-foot high wall in left center. It's an electronic scoreboard with a lot of advertising flanking it. A curve is a strike called to Wladimir. Now he skies one into deep right center. Quan Cosby looks up and looks at it go. 4-0 in favor of the Timber Rattlers. Wladimir Balentien, his third home run of the year, his second of the series. All Quan could do was look up and watch it soar out of here over the right center field wall. Balentien greeted in the third base dugout after blasting his second home run of this series. Only the third home run Chris Hunter has given up in this his fifth start of the year.
Number 25,
Brent Matheny in 20 games, hitting .190, no homers, 7 RBIs. Matheny has not played in the first 2 games of this series. Ball 2 is downstairs. Brent is from James Madison University. Signed by Seattle as a non-drafted free agent. Played in 24 games with the Timber Rattlers last year, hit .221. And he's ahead 3-0 as Chris Hunter misses high and away. Nothing doing yet in the Colonel bullpen. A shaky start for right-hander Chris Hunter. A 3-0 pitch, and the batter bashes it off his front foot. Strike 1. Matheny clubbed that one right off his foot. The plate umpire examining the baseball, and he deems it to be in good enough shape to continue using. There's a 16-foot high wall from the left field foul pole to the center field wall, which is also 16 feet high. But in right field, the wall is only 8 feet high. But the reason for that is the dimensions are a little bit longer in right field. A bouncer foul pass first, and the count now full to Brent Matheny. The Timber Rattlers have struggled at the plate this season. They're hitting .219 as a team. Compare that to the Kernel team average of .268. But Wisconsin has unleashed a heavy barrage on the Kernels here early this afternoon. They're up 4-0, having out-hit us 4-2. Swing and a miss on a curveball. Brent Matheny didn't get a pitch down and in, and credit Chris Hunter for coming back from a 3-0 count to record his second strikeout of the second inning. To the top of the order we go, Josh Ellison. He was in the hole 0-1 in the first inning, but then was hit by a pitch. He scored on the very next pitch that Adam Jones lashed into right center for an RBI triple. Jones then scored on a base hit into left center by Abel Bastida. He went to second on a wild pitch, went to third on a deep fly ball to center, and scored on a ground ball out to first. One of 3 tallies for Wisconsin in their first inning. They've scored again here in the second. Ball 1 low to Ellison. Did he check his swing in time? No, he didn't. On a curveball low, he went around. According to the base umpire, Clint Mahan, strike 1. Great to have you with us on this Monday afternoon from Appleton. Big crowd on hand here. Chris Hunter has that curveball going. He drops one in at the knees, and he's ahead of the leadoff batter, left-handed hitting Josh Ellison, 1-2. Lots of kids watching the game on the grass slope seating berms, way down the right field lines here, beyond the bullpen. Ellison shoots one foul into the Timber Rattlers third base bullpen. The Kernel bullpen core sits in the bullpen. Wisconsin's bullpen stays in their third base dugout. Ellison stepped out. He's ready. Hunter's 1-2. Curveball is bounced to third. Matt Brown has it on the first hop and zips the throw in time to get Ellison. It went 5-3. And in the second inning, the Timber Rattlers add to their lead with 1 run on 1 hit, a home run by Balentien, his second of the series. There were no Kernel errors and nobody left for the Timber Rattlers. Kernels come to bat in the top of the third. Behind it, this one 4-0. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Kernels fans, your Cedar Rapids Taco Bell restaurants have something new for you to cheer about this season. A Taco Bell 10 spot. When the Kernels score 10 or more runs in any game this season, you'll score beef tacos for just 39 cents the very next day at any Cedar Rapids Taco Bell. That's a savings of 50 cents per taco. Limit 10 per customer. Remember, when the Kernels put up a Taco Bell 10 spot by plating 10 or more runs in any game, you get up to 10 39-cent beef tacos the very next day at any Cedar Rapids Taco Bell.
On the outside, everything looks fine. But on the inside, an unseen enemy is plotting the destruction of your home. Termites. Termites can be deadly to your home unless you fight back with certified pest and termite control. Yes, termites have made their way to Iowa, and they can cause extensive damage to your home before you even know they're there. It takes a trained professional to look in all the right places. Don't risk your home. Call the experienced, licensed, and insured experts at Certified Pest and Termite Control. 1 in 5 homes inspected have shown signs of termites. Certified offers guaranteed inspections and a 10% discount for seniors. Locally owned and operated, Certified carries a full supply for the do-it-yourselfers. Look for the giant ant at 1141 16th Avenue Southwest. Don't take a chance. Call Certified Pest and Termite Control today.
3 for 8 in this series. A leadoff home run a Saturday night in the 5th inning broke a scoreless tie. A 1-out double started a Kernel 4-run second yesterday. Tommy hitting 169, 2 home runs on this road trip to Wisconsin. 2 on the year, 8 home runs. 8 runs driven in. Right-handed batter, and he swings and misses at a high fastball, strike 1. Duenas from Florida International University, a teammate of Ozzie Lugo. Ozzie was one of our best relief pitchers last season. Lugo with Rancho Cucamonga now. Breaking pitch is low, and it's 1-1 to Tommy. Kernels will try to take a couple of notches out of this Wisconsin lead. They're up 4-0 in the top of the 3rd inning. Swing and a miss on a changeup, and Oldham is changing speeds beautifully. Oldham. Tom is from Fremont, Nebraska, 6'2", 215. He fires high and away. The count even now to Duenas, 2-2. A very light slate of games in the big leagues. 1 in the American League, that's today. Or 1 in the National League, rather, today. The Phillies and the Rockies in Denver this afternoon. Tommy down on strike swinging. 3rd strikeout for the Southpaw, 1 away in the Kernel 3rd inning. In the American League tonight, only 2 contests at Sky Dome, the Twins and Blue Jays, and the White Sox are at Jacobs Field to take on the Indians. Quan Cosby started this ball game by bouncing out to second. Quan, a switch hitter batting right, with a .233 average. He rips one into left field, and it's a base hit. That's the 3rd Kernel hit of the day. Quan Cosby jumped on the first pitch, from Tom Oldham. It was right up in his wheelhouse, and let's see if Quan is going to do some running. The Kernels have stolen one base so far today. Matt Pauley, with his 6th steal of the year back in the first inning, was stranded. Quan is 7 for 8 in stolen base attempts. Remember, Brandon Wood was picked off first base after a leadoff single in the second inning. Howie Kendrick hit by a pitch in the first inning on an 0-2 count. Quan not running, and Howie takes the pitch in the dirt for ball 1. We want to congratulate a listener in Lincoln, Nebraska. Brad Smith logged in on our website. He emailed us yesterday and correctly answered our Colonel Roadshow Trivia Challenge question. We asked you to name 4 current players who have slugged 200 or more home runs as second baseman. A changeup is a strike called. Brad named Jeff Kent and Roberto Alomar as 2 of the 4 second basemen who have hit 200 or more home runs. The other 2, Seattle's Brett Boone and Houston's Craig Biggio. Some of Craig's came as a catcher, but the majority of them have come as a second baseman. Quan draws a throw, and he's back standing up. Yes, 4 current players have slugged 200 or more homers as second baseman. Brad Smith of Lincoln, Nebraska, emailed us with the correct answer to yesterday's Colonel Roadshow Trivia Challenge. He cited Jeff Kent and Roberto Alomar. Howie hits a double play ball to second. Underneath the second baseman's mitt for an error. Quan Cosby will race to third without a play. Oh, Abel Bastida went down on his backhand side and let that one go right underneath his glove. It was a sure double play ball. Instead, the Kernels now have runners at the corners with only 1 out. Howie Kendrick reaches on an error. Abel Bastida perhaps brought the tailgate up just a bit prematurely as he was near second base. Howie hit it hard enough that it would have been a double play. Bastida on his backhand side let it sneak underneath his glove, and that's his second error of the year, the 41st error committed by the Timber Rattlers in this their 38th game. Matt Pauley would like to make Wisconsin pay for that error. A curve is a strike called to Matt. Nick Touchstone told us on the dugout interview this morning that the Colonel defense is one of the reasons our pitching staff is hurling with such confidence. The Colonels have only made 26 errors in our first 37 games. A curve to Pauley stays inside. Matt hitting .349, 4th highest in the league. The fellow that leads the league in hitting out of the University of Missouri, Ian Kinsler for Clinton, is batting over .400. The 1-1 to Matt Pauley instead of throw to first, and Howie back safely. Kendrick is 9 for 10 in stolen base attempts. I remember one year Rico Carty of the Atlanta Braves. Scott Unash probably remembers that name, Rico Carty. I believe it was either in 69 or 70, Rico Carty was hitting .400 at the All-Star break. He really tailed off, still won the National League batting title, I think. Rico was a trim, slim, right-handed batter for the Atlanta Braves. I always thought he had a neat name, Rico Carty. A snap throw to first, and Kendrick back again safely. Matt Pauley waiting patiently, even on the count 1-1. Colonel runners at the corners, 1 away. Top of the 3rd inning, 4-0 Wisconsin. Matt swings at a fastball, didn't get it, strike 2. Oh, 1 out base hit into left by Quan Cosby, the Colonel 3rd hit of the day, and then a sure double play ball missed by the second baseman, Bastida. Lefty against lefty matchup here. Another throw to first, and Howie backhand first. Kernels have good speed at both corners at each corner, Quan at third and Howie at first. Wisconsin has struggled at home this season. They've only won 7 of 21 games. They're 8-8 on the road, but 7-14 at home. Matt swings and misses at a pitch low and away, and Matt Pauley upset with himself for not being able to put that pitch in play as the 4th strikeout victim of Tom Oldham. It'll be up to Matt Brown to try to come through with something big with 2 out and 2 on.
Now batting the third baseman, number 20, Matt Brown.
Matt struck out looking to end the Kernel first inning. Ball 1, low, a fastball. This crowd enjoying a lot of food during the noon hour. We hope that you've taken us to the break room or to the restaurant or out in the park with your brown bag. Culver's Frozen Custard and Butter Burgers would love to see you drop in this noon hour and register your child or children for their chance to be drawn as the Culver small fry of the game. The 1-0 to Brownie. Swing and a miss on a pitch high and outside. There are white boxes, one in each of the Culver's Frozen Custard and Butter Burger restaurants, where you can drop your child's name, address, and phone number on an entry blank, and if we draw it and call you, your kid will be able to take the field between innings of a Kernel game with a Culver's cap on and have their favorite Kernel right out on the diamond autograph that Culver's cap as the Culver's small fry. Strike 2 called on the inside corner to Matt Brown. Mr. Shucks will give your kid a certificate good for a free kids meal at either of the Culvers. All of it will be recorded as it happens on the Rockwell Collins Game Link video board. So head on into either of the Culver's Frozen Custard and Butter Burger restaurants to register your kids for their chance to be drawn as the Culver's small fry of the game. Strike 3 called to Matt Brown. Oh, Tom Oldham has just been too much so far in the first 3 innings. The Kernels unable to capitalize on a great scoring chance here in the third. Had runners at first and third with only 1 out and their number 3 and 4 hitters up. But Pauley struck out swinging, and Matt Brown was caught looking for the second time. No runs for the Kernels in the third inning. 1 hit, 1 Timber Rattler error, and the Kernels leave a pair. We've stranded 4 men in just 3 innings. Wisconsin coming to bat for the third time against Chris Hunter, holding a 4-0 lead over the Kernels. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Did you know nearly 40% of all the waste going to landfills is paper? That includes newspapers, magazines, catalogs, junk mail, computer paper, cereal boxes, pop and beer cartons. Your friends at Cedar Rapids Solid Waste and Recycling encourage you to recycle those common household paper products by putting them in your blue recycling box on Collection Day. Save our landfill space. Recycle your paper waste. It's spring planting time, and garden treasures await you at Peck's Flower Shop and Garden Center. For the best selection in the area, plus all the free expert advice you'll need to make them grow, choose Peck's. The greenhouses at Peck's are filled with beautiful colors, gorgeous hanging baskets, rose bushes, patio pots, and blooming annual flower plants, including the best and newest blooms for sun or shade. Grow your own vegetables and herbs from Peck's large selection of favorite vegetable and tomato plant varieties that are ready to plant. Peck's also has hundreds of varieties of hardy perennial plants, plus acres of trees, shrubs, and evergreens for landscapes. Contact Peck's for an estimate on your landscape project. Visit Peck's Flower Shop and Garden Center, where their knowledgeable staff is ready to answer plant and gardening questions. Peck's, growing garden treasures since 1956, at the corner of Blair's Ferry and Edgewood Roads Northeast.
Shortstop Adam Jones thrashed an RBI triple into the right center field alley and scored in the 3-run first for Wisconsin. A sweeping curveball outside from Chris Hunter. Now a beautiful yellow hammer for a strike called. Sun is still trying to break through the clouds above, and we're lucky that it's delightfully warm here. It was chilly here Saturday night. They had 3,900 plus. Ball 2 is downstairs from Chris Hunter to the right-handed batter, Jones. Now a breaking pitch, a strike called. 2-2 to Adam Jones. 18-year-old first-round pick of the Mariners last year, right-handed batter. And he nubs one to shallow second. Howie Kendrick charges and throws in time. Howie had to come in like gangbusters and pick that one right off his shoe tops, and he did to throw out Adam Jones one away.
Now batting the second baseman, number 15.
Abel Bastida, an RBI single into left center in that 3-run first for Wisconsin. Tomorrow we wrap up this 4-game series. 6:10 dugout interview time. And then we invite you out to the Links Airport National Golf Course for our big event on Wednesday. You can call Jessica Ferguson in our office, 896-7512, and Jessica will sign you up. 896-7512 for the charity golf outing on Wednesday. A strike to Bastida, then a curveball low. Matt Brown plays in on the edge of the grass at third, about 14 feet off the bag. Backdoor curve is outside. It's 2-1 to Abel Bastida. 234 batter, a homer, 9 RBIs. Played in the California League last year with Inland Empire. That's an unusual name for a team, isn't it? Inland Empire. A high pop foul into the third base bullpen. That's in play. Matt Brown goes into that indented well, but comes up short. Bastida hit 274 in 87 games last year in the Cal League. Belted 5 homers, drove in 32 runs. Was banned from that league for a fight on the diamond. Apparently things got out of hand and he bashed some poor fellow with a bat. That's totally out of his character, we're told. So he was banished from the California League. A change-up in the dirt and the count full to Abel Bastida. Swing and a miss. Chris Hunter with his third strikeout got Bastida with a fastball down and in. A good spot for it. 4 in a row retired by Chris Hunter. Chris Collins flew out to deep center his first time up. There are 2 away, nobody on. The Timber Rattlers batting in the bottom of the 3rd inning with a 4-0 lead. Kernels started play this morning, leading the league in batting average, home runs, stolen bases. Our pitching staff ranked in the middle of the Midwest League, 7th of 14 teams, a 3.77 team earned run average. Missing low and away with a curve, Chris Hunter, now another curve and a strike called. Collins steps out. We've talked about some of the great guys, players that have come through here. They've had baseball in Appleton since 1891, just like we have had in the city of 5 seasons. Collins takes a curve for a strike 2 called. It looks like Chris Hunter has found a good rhythm and is pitching with a lot more confidence now here in the middle innings. Fastball just missed outside. Dave McNally pitched here in 1961 in Appleton. He was one of 4 20-game winners with the 1971 Baltimore Orioles. A curve is high and the count full now to the right-handed hitter. I think it was McNally, Palmer, Cuellar, and Pat Dobson, but I'm not sure about that. I think that was the quartet that each won 20 games for Baltimore. A bouncer to third. Matt Brown charges it, has it on one hop. Plenty of time to peg across the diamond to get the heavy-footed catcher Chris Collins. And a 1-2-3 inning for Chris Hunter. He looked very good in the third inning. We head to the top of the fourth here at Fox City Stadium with the Timber Rattlers leading the Kernels 4-0. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Whether you're a serious athlete or a weekend warrior, injuries can take you out of your game. Smart athletes know that Physiotherapy Associates in Cedar Rapids are the experts in the treatment and prevention of sport-related injuries. Our expert staff serves the metro and surrounding area high school athletes. Physiotherapy Associates of Cedar Rapids, the smart choice in sports medicine. Call us at 398-1569. That's 398-1569. We'll get you back in your game today.
Mike and Mike.
When the Giants made the deal and got Eli Manning, a little-known sidebar to this is that he wanted the number 10.
Right.
The number 10 was already occupied.
Yes, it is.
By the New York Giants by your buddy.
My buddy, Jeff Fiegel. So, Fieg, tell us what happened with the transfer of the number.
Of course, Eli wore number 10 in college, and I was thinking to myself, if we get him, he's going to want that number. And I said, well, if Eli wants this number, he flies his first class down to Florida and pays for our house for a week during spring break next year. And, you know, Eli is going to be wearing that number 10 for the Giants for longer than I will. I took number 17 for 17 years in the NFL, so it's going to be fun.
That's a good deal out of you, Fieg. You've always been a smart football player.
The only one thing I wanted to do, I was thinking maybe getting 1% of all his Eli Manning paraphernalia over the career of his career.
You know what he'll do? He'll give you 10% of all the jersey sales in San Diego of Eli Manning Giant jerseys.
Mike and Mike, weekdays from 6 to 10 Eastern, only on ESPN Radio.
Tom Oldham, a southpaw, pitched around at first and third, one-out threat by the Kernels in the top of the third inning. Struck out Matt Pauley and Matt Brown, and he'll face Brandon Wood, Blake Balcom, Matt Abram. Here in the top of the fourth inning, Wisconsin has out-hit the Kernels 4-3, and they lead it 4-0. Brandon Wood reached on an infield single in the second, leading off the inning, but was picked off at first base. Brandon with 4 homers, second on the team with 24 RBIs and a .273 average. He pops the first pitch foul into the middle of the screen, strike one. Appleton is home of Lawrence University. Used to be called Lawrence College, a Division III school. Beautiful campus, right on the edge of downtown. Brandon takes a lollipop curve high and away. He faked a bunt. We don't stay near downtown. We stay right on the edge of Highway 41. That's where this stadium is. Thousands of trucks go back and forth across Wisconsin, north to south. Brandon swings at a fastball and misses, strike two. Oldham has fanned 4 and walked none. Our ball club doesn't draw many walks. We are free swingers. A change up in the dirt leaks through the legs of the catcher, Collins. It's 2-2. Brandon has a slight tear in the back of his gray road pants. He takes strike 3 called on the inside corner. That's 5 strikeouts for the lefty and 3 in a row. 3 strikeouts in a row for Tom Oldham. Creighton University is where he's from. That's where Bob Gibson pitched briefly as a collegiate.
Now batting the right fielder, number 30, Blake Balcom.
There's a city or a suburb of Omaha, Nebraska called Boys Town. That's where Bob Gibson grew up. A pitch smack to second. Bastida from shallow right throws in time to get Blake Balcom. Blake hit the ball right on the button, but Avel Bastida retreated onto the grass of the outfield, grabbed it on one hop and on to first. 2 gone quickly here in the Kernel 4th inning. Matt Abram doubled past third with 1 out, or with 2 outs rather, in the second inning. He was left stranded. Good pitching from lefty Tom Oldham has the Kernels still looking for our first run. A swing and a miss by Abram on a high fastball. A high pop-up to the pitching mound. Oldham calls it, and near the first base line, Tom has it. Matt Abram pops out to the pitcher near the first base line as he was jammed to end the Colonel fourth inning. 5 straight retired by the southpaw, who so far has the Kernels eating out of his hand. The Kernels go in order for the first time during this Monday contest, and after 3.5, the Kernels trail Wisconsin 4-0. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Your home of Hawkeye Downs Racing on Friday nights is the Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 KCRG Cedar Rapids. Thanks for tuning in. Here's your upcoming sports lineup. On Tuesday the 18th, the Kernels conclude the two-city 8-game road trip as they take on the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. We'll have it for you beginning with the dugout interview at 6:10. No Kernel baseball on Wednesday the 19th. Getting back into it on Thursday the 20th as the Kernels start the longest homestand of the year, a 12-gamer. They started up with a swing on the Quad Cities, 6:10 pregame time for Veterans Stadium. Friday, baseball and racing. Kernels in Quad City again. That comes your way at 6:10. Right after that, out to Hawkeye Downs for Friday night feature racing. Ivy Coach's Corner gets your weekend started on Saturday from 9 until 10. Then the Kernels welcome in the Kane County Cougars for the first of 2. 4:40 Saturday, right here on the Zone.
ESPN Radio plays the hits.
Drilled deep down the left field line. It is gone.
All kind of hits.
A swing and a base hit in the left field.
The hits of Major League Baseball.
Good swung on, grounded out to second. Back to first with a 4-6-3 double play. Nicely done.
Major League Baseball on ESPN Radio.
5 in a row set down by Chris Hunter, the 6'4" Kernel right-hander. He faces left-handed hitting Jeremy Dutton to open up the bottom of the fourth. Ball 1 outside to Dutton. Wisconsin with 3 in the first, 1 in the second, and they're up 4-0 in the bottom of the fourth inning. Dutton is 5'10", a left-handed batter, and he grounds one foul into the Kernel first base dugout. Jeremy from NC State hit .269 in the Northwest League with Everett last year. Couple of homers, 32 RBIs. He's 5'10", 185, 23-year-old, taken by Seattle in the 7th round last year. A curve is high and away. Ball 2 to Dutton. Thursday the 20th, this Thursday, is when our longest homestand of the season begins. A 6:30 start against the Minnesota Twin minor leaguers, the swing of the Quad Cities. Looping one foul down on the lawn section, down the third base or left field line for strike 2 is Dutton. All of these Timber Rattlers, with the exception of their pitcher, Tom Oldham, wear their white trousers all the way down at their shoe tops. A ground ball to first. Matt Abram, a good play to his right. Underhands to Chris Hunter for the putout. 6 in a row now for Chris Hunter. Jeremy Dutton chopped one to the right of Matt Abram. Matt had to scoot quickly to his right. And with that big first baseman's hit, he snatched it and underhanded to the pitcher covering. 1 away in the bottom of the fourth inning. Friday the 21st is game 2 of our 12-game homestand. 6:30 start. Gates open at 5:30 Thursday and Friday night. Strike 1 call to Michael Cox. He singled into left but was picked off first to end the 3-run first of the Timber Rattlers. A curve, and that one's cued to first. Easy play for Matt Abram. He looks it right into the mitt. 3 steps to his left for the unassisted putout. Matt Abram has fielded the first 2 grounders in this fourth inning without a hitch. And that is now 6 in a row. Check that. 7 in a row retired by Chris Hunter. Good to see Chris pitching well now. Kernels certainly aren't out of this game, only trailing by 4 in the bottom of the fourth inning. With the bases empty and 2 gone, Josh Womack stands in. He struck out leading off the second inning, and he swings at a changeup and misses, strike 1. Saturday the 22nd, when Rockin' Ray and Sky Dogs USA perform, it's a 5 o'clock start. 5 o'clock this Saturday with Rockin' Ray and Skydogs USA. Then Sunday, you can pre-register yourself and your dog for Bark in the Park. Viola Gibson School will be our guest, and Rockin' Ray and Skydogs USA will perform on Sunday afternoon, the 23rd. Gates open at 1 at 2 o'clock start. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Josh Womack, a left-handed batter. Curve, and he hammers it into left field. 1 hop in front of Matt Pauley for a 2-out single. Josh Womack stayed back on a curveball and hammered it hard into left field for a 2-out single. 5th hit of the day for Wisconsin, and they have a runner at first with 2 out. The batter, Wladimir Balentien. He homered over the right center field wall this last time up to put Wisconsin ahead 4-0, the score which by which they lead now. Balentien cocks his hands high above his back ear and rolls one to third. Cut off by Matt Brown. Throw to second. Out at second base. Matt Brown made a spectacular play to his left to take a hit away from Wladimir Balentien. Josh Womack was out on a bang-bang play at second. It went Brown to Howie Kendrick, 5-4. Matt Brown had to go quickly to his left, dove headlong to his left, spun around, and from his knees pegged in time to get Womack. At second, no runs for Wisconsin in the 4th, 1 hit. There were no Colonel errors. A good play by Matt Brown to end the inning at third, and the Timber Rattlers leave 1, their first man left today. We go to the top of the 5th inning, and the Timber Rattlers are on top, 4-0. You're tuned to Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
Kernels fans, your Cedar Rapids Taco Bell restaurants have something new for you to cheer about this season. A Taco Bell 10 spot. When the Kernels score 10 or more runs in any game this season, you'll score beef tacos for just 39 cents the very next day at any Cedar Rapids Taco Bell. That's a savings of 50 cents per taco, limit 10 per customer. Remember, when the Kernels put up a Taco Bell 10 spot by plating 10 or more runs in any game, you get up to 10 39-cent beef tacos the very next day at any Cedar Rapids Taco Bell.
Solo Mexico, her voice soars above a sweet Spanish guitar. And the head like Dr. Pepper, originality made her a star. The taste of Dr. Pepper, the taste of originality, salutes individuality, and gives life a personality. Be you, do what you do. Be you, nothing better, nothing better. And then we found a stage, a child came of age with a song of passion from the heart. And everyone could tell Ana Gabriel was an original from the start. The taste of Dr. Pepper, the taste of originality, salutes individuality, and gives life a personality. You do what you do. Be you, nothing better, nothing better. Be you, do what you do.
Caleb Mayer leading off. The Colonel 5th, swings and tips one foul into the catcher's glove of Chris Collins. Strike 1 to Caleb. Right-handed hitter. A curve for strike 2. Oldham has gotten ahead of virtually every Colonel hitter, and that's been one of the keys to his success, getting ahead and throwing strikes. The 0-2 to Caleb. A curve high and outside. The Kernels would love to win a series. We have split, I think, our last 6 series. But we haven't lost a series all year long. A 2-hopper bounce to shortstop. Caleb Mayer is out for the second time on a grounder to short. 1 out here in the Colonel 5th inning. The Kernels put their leadoff man on in the 2nd inning, Brandon Wood, but he was promptly picked off by the lefty. 4-0 Timber Rattlers, 1 out in the top of the 5th. Here's Tommy Duenas. Duenas struck out leading off the 3rd inning. Nick Touchstone was our dugout interview guest this morning. A high pop foul over the backstop, strike 1 on Tommy. Nick told us how much Kernel pitching coach Eric Bennett has helped him with his mechanics, and Nick reflected on pitching not only 6 shutout innings yesterday and leading the Kernels to an 8-0 win, but 4 shutout innings of relief of Chris Hunter in the road trip opener Tuesday in Beloit. Strike 2 to Tommy Duenas, a curveball. Boy, this Tom Oldham does not look like a pitcher with a 1-2 record and an ERA of 4.24. He looks very sharp here on this Monday afternoon. Tommy down on strikes. He swung at a fastball high and outside. 6 strikeouts now for the lefty. He gets Tommy swinging for the second time. Bases empty, 2 gone in the Kernels' 5th inning for Quan Cosby. Hey, we've almost forgotten our Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge. We give it to you every road game during the top of the 5th inning, and this game is going by so quickly that I almost didn't pull out the card and give you your chance to earn a prize from the Bim Ritter Diamond Shop. Swing and a miss by Quan Cosby, strike 1. Quan is 1 for 2. Log on now to our website at www.kernels.com. Ball 1 low to Quan. Log on to our website, then click onto the special link to the right side of the page and email us your name, address, and phone number, and then give us the answer to this Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge question. A high fly ball into shallow right. Josh Womack is there, and that does it for the Kernels in the top of the 5th inning. Quan Cosby flies to right. And that is now 8 in a row by lefty Tom Oldham. We'll continue with our Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge. We'll have it for you in the bottom of the 5th. But remember, right now, get ready to answer it by logging on to www.kernels.com. Then hit the link on the right side of the page to email us the answer to the Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge. But first, give us your name, address, and phone number. I'll have the question for you to answer coming up in this home half of the 5th inning. As we head to the bottom of the 5th, Wisconsin 4, the Kernels nothing. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Toyota Financial Services of Cedar Rapids understands the importance of reading in the lives of our community's children. That's why they're proud to fund the 6th annual Toyota Financial Services Kernel Summer Reading Program. The generous support of Toyota Financial Services will result in Kernel players conducting a record 32 elementary school assemblies this spring to encourage girls and boys to read throughout the summer. Their reading accomplishments will be recognized by Toyota Financial Services with fabulous rewards. Toyota Financial Services, a true hero to the Kernels and the youth of our community.
People say that I can't decide things. They are so wrong, but I could be wrong about that.
A U.S. Bank check card with checking that pays gives you a choice of rewards, like cash, points for merchandise and gift certificates, World Perks miles, or even sweepstakes entries.
Easy decision. I'll take the cash. No, it's a sweep.
Sign up at your local U.S. Bank or call 1-800-720-BANK.
I've made up my mind to put off my decision. That is final.
U.S. Bank.
No, wait.
See banker for complete details. Member FDIC.
Hey, I'm Hank, driver rig for Hockey Inc. All in hockey all across America on a weekly basis. Chances are I'm on the road with you right now, loaded up with this week's shipment of 100% pure All-American hockey. Just a solid blend of work ethic, discipline, and teamwork. Made fresh, delivered fresh. So if you see me coming up in your rear view, make way.
Move it along, Sally. This ain't a parking lot.
The NHL on ESPN. Made in America, delivered on Thursday.
Number 9 batter has taken a couple of pitches, breaking balls 1 high, 1 low, and he's ahead 2-0. Bottom of the 5th inning, fast-moving game on this Monday morning and afternoon. 4-0 Wisconsin. Ground ball, foul pass first, foul by inches. It went right by the feet of the base umpire Clint Mahon, strike 1. All right, your chance to earn a prize from the Bim Ritter Diamond Shop right now on the Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge. Milwaukee's Ben Sheets set a Brewers single-game strikeout record yesterday by fanning 18 Atlanta Braves. What 2 current hurlers share the Major League single-game strikeout mark of 20? That's our Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge question for you. You've logged on to our website and have emailed us after you hit the special link to answer the Kernel Roadshow Trivia Challenge question. You've emailed us your name, address, your phone number, today's date, May 17th, and the answer to that question. Ball 3, now ball 4. Chris Hunter has issued his first walk of the day. A leadoff walk to the number 9 hitter, batting 190. Josh Ellison now bats. He got it all started in the Wisconsin 3-run first when he was hit by a pitch. Milwaukee's Ben Sheets set a Brewers single-game strikeout record by fanning 18 Atlanta batters yesterday. What two current hurlers share the Major League single-game strikeout record of 20? Give us those two names as part of your email, and we'll be rewarding the winner. Here's a drive into left. Matt Pauley goes back. Matt is there, and backpedaling in front of the track has it. But Josh Ellison is flown to left, one gone in the Wisconsin 5th inning for Adam Jones, holding at first Brent Matheny. You've emailed us your name, address, phone number, and today's date, May 17th, and your answer to this question. What two current hurlers share the Major League single-game strikeout record of 20 in a game? That's a 9-inning game. Adam Jones, 1 for 2 today, an RBI triple and a run scored back in that 3-run first. A curve from Chris Hunter, a strike called. The storyline in this game, a quick start by the Timber Rattlers, and very good pitching from lefty Tom Oldham has blanked the Kernels through 5 frames. The runner goes, a pitch, a curve, and it's tapped foul to the on-deck hitter, Bastida. Avell barehanded it, and then just in the same fell swoop, tossed it up into the stands. 0-2 to Adam Jones. His RBI triple in the first was his second triple of the season. He drilled one in the gap between Quan Cosby and Blake Balcom. A pitch low and away, and a great stop by Tommy Duenas to prevent a wild pitch. Runner at first, 1 out, bottom of the 5th, 4-0 Wisconsin. Throw to first, and the runner dives back in safely. We've told you about some of the former Baltimore Orioles that played here in the minor leagues in Appleton. Jack McKeon, Zolio Versailles, Cal Ripken Sr., Pat Gillick, Dean Chance, Boog Powell, Earl Weaver, Dave McNally, Eddie Watt. Well, how about former White Sox? Appleton was the longtime home of the Midwest League affiliate of Chicago. Carlos May played here. Swing and a miss on a big curveball, low and outside. It spun Adam Jones into the ground like a top. And that's 4 strikeouts for Chris Hunter, who's been solid since that first inning. 2 away, and the batter is Avell Bastida. Carlos May, the only player I know of that wore his birthday on his jersey. His name, Carlos May, M-A-Y, his birthday, May 17th, and he wore on the back of his jersey, May 17. A bouncer to the right side. Howie Kendrick to his left has it, and underhands to Abram to end the inning. Matt Abram thought about cutting that ball off, but instead retreated to first and took the underhand toss from Howie Kendrick to retire Avell Bastida and Wisconsin in the 5th inning. No runs for the Timber Rattlers, no hits, a walk, no Kernel errors, and the Timber Rattlers leave just their second man aboard today. The Kernels look to ignite something offensively after 5, trailing the Timber Rattlers 4-0. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
None of us can do anything about a bad day, but we can make certain nothing happens to all of our tomorrows. Take everything out of the hands of chance with a well-planned insurance program tailored specifically to your needs. Phil Andrews, your local Pekin insurance agent at Wladimir Andrews Agency, is an expert in insurance matters. Phil Andrews will develop the right insurance plan for your home, car, business, and life. Depend on Phil Andrews, your hometown professional with Pekin Insurance.
A batter connecting with one right on the sweet spot is one of the most comforting sounds of summer. Thanks to Comfort Solutions by Banks, you can experience the comforting sounds of our national pastime in a home comfort system from Lennox. You can count on Comfort Solutions by Banks for friendly sales and service, free quotes, and high-efficiency, environmentally friendly Lennox equipment. Receive up to a $1,000 rebate or up to a 10-year extended warranty with the purchase of qualifying Dave Lennox Signature Collection Home Comfort Systems from Comfort Solutions by Banks. Offer expires May 31st, 2004. One offer per qualifying installation. Lennox, making your home a better place. Lennox dealers include independently owned and operated businesses. See your participating Lennox dealer, Comfort Solutions by Banks, for details.
Top of the sixth inning, Howie Kendrick, Matt Pauley, Matt Brown, 2, 3, and 4 in the Allen Motor Company order to face southpaw Tom Oldham, who has blanked the Kernels through 5 on 3 hits. Howie has reached base twice. He was hit by a pitch in the first and reached on an error in the third inning. The best Kernel scoring chance came in the third after the error by Avel Bastida at second on a sure double play ball. The Kernels had runners at first and third, 1 out, but Oldham struck out Pauley and also got Matt Brown looking. Howie Kendrick swings and misses, now rattles one foul into the Kernel first base bullpen. 0-2 to Howie. .331 average, 2 homers, 15 RBIs, 4 for 8 in the series. 0-2 from Thomas Oldham. Tomahawk foul high up into the backstop. It's just past 1 o'clock in eastern Iowa. We want to remind you that you're enjoying Kernel Baseball on the Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 AM, KCRG, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Ball 1 high to Howie. This game in the top of the sixth inning. 3 in the first for Wisconsin. A home run by Wladimir Balentien, his second of the series in the second. Those are the game's only runs. A curve, and that one's chopped foul outside of third base. Howie remains in the hole, 1-2.
4 balls.
The sun still trying to come out as the wind continues to blow out from home plate towards right center, where it's 405 feet to the deepest part of this ballpark. Howie Kendrick launches one into left center, and that's going to fall for an extra base hit. Howie will try for second, and he's there, standing up. Howie Kendrick plugged the gap between Josh Ellison and Wladimir Balentien in left center, and he gives the Kernels a good start to their sixth inning. Howie Kendrick now with a 3-game hitting streak, having had a 10-game streak stopped Friday night in Beloit. Kendrick on a 1-2 count lifted one high into left center between Josh Ellison and Wladimir Balentien for a leadoff double. Matt Pauley at the plate. Pauley has reached on a fielder's choice and struck out. A curve is strike one called to Matt. Howie Kendrick in scoring position. Pauley would love to hit the ball to the right side of the Wisconsin infield to get Kendrick over to third. A curve, he hits it to the right side all right. He singles into right. Howie Kendrick's being held at third. Very wise decision by Bobby Magallanes to hold Howie Kendrick at third base. Matt Pauley ripped one at the feet of Josh Womack in right. Hit it so hard that Bobby Magallanes had no choice, trailing 4-0 here in the sixth, to send Howie Kendrick. First and third, nobody out for Matt Brown here in this top of the sixth inning, 4-0 Wisconsin. Matt Pauley solved lefty Tom Oldham and pulled a single into right field. Matt has struck out twice looking against Tom Oldham. First and third, nobody out. Brownie with a .281 average, leader in home runs and RBIs. He swings and tips one foul into the catcher's mitt of Chris Collins. 0-1 to Matt Brown. This is the best scoring chance for the Kernels. Swing and a miss on a high fastball, strike 2. Snap throw to first, Matt Pauley back. Tom Oldham has been very tough on not just Matt Brown, but all of the Kernel hitters today. He's blanked us through 5. Runners at the corners. Nobody out. Brownie in the hole, 0-2. The catcher sets up inside. The pitch is down and in for a ball. Matt, in game 1 of our doubleheader Thursday morning and afternoon in Beloit, belted 3 home runs, drove in 8. He hit a 2-run homer here in the Kernel 8-2 victory Saturday night in the series opener. Oldham misses down and in, ball 2 to Matt. Howie Kendrick at third, Matt Pauley at first. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the Kernel cleanup hitter, Matt Brown. Long look from the stretch, now a throw to first, and Matt Pauley, who stole second back in the first inning, dives back in head first. Swing and a miss on a pitch high and outside. Matt Brown, the 7th strikeout victim of Tom Oldham. Brownie fans for the 3rd time, and you credit Tom Oldham. 7 strikeouts now of Kernel hitters. We want to say hello as Brandon Wood bats now. We want to say hello to a delightful woman that greets you as you enter the TV9 KCRG lobby in downtown Cedar Rapids at 2nd Avenue and 5th Street. Betty. Betty, I know you're listening this afternoon, and we sure appreciate the kind, courteous manner that you greet not only myself, but everybody that comes into the lobby at our flagship station. 1st and 3rd, 1 out, Brandon Wood, the batter. Brandon is 1 for 2 so far. He's trying to put the Kernels on the board. Ball 2 is inside to Brandon Wood. Betty's at the zone, greeting people in the lobby. Tom Hearn, as well as Demetrius Hages and John Phelan, all listening into the Kernel game. Brandon Wood on a 2-0 pitch, fouls it straight back. And, of course, we want to say hello to Chief Engineer Kirk Schroeder and his great staff, Phil and Nels Christensen. Tom Oldham has really slowed it down after the Kernels put their first 2 men on here in the 6th inning. Strike 2 called on the inside corner to Brandon Wood, a slider. Also a special hello to 2 great friends. You hear and see them during all of our 70 home games. Dale Brote. Dale, the public address announcer, the past 14 years at the old stadium, now the new Veterans Memorial Stadium, and our delightful hostess on the field, Carla Davis Tollefson. Those 2 combine to make everything fun, lively, and entertaining from start to finish at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. Hello to Dale Brote and Carla Davis Tollefson. The 2-2 to Brandon. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 8 strikeouts for Tom Oldham. He's just been too tough to solve here this afternoon, and you have to give him the credit. You don't point the finger at the Kernel batters. Tom Oldham has just been sensational, just as Nick Touchstone was yesterday. Touchstone, 6 scoreless innings, allowed just 1 hit, struck out 3, walked 3, hit a batter. Tom Oldham has fanned 8 batters in 5 2/3, his season high. And the Kernels now have runners at 1st and 3rd with 2 out for Blake Balcom. Blake, 0 for 2. Swing and a miss, strike one on a changeup. Kernels hope to make some headway here in the sixth inning. Had runners at first and third, nobody out, but the strikeout surfaced again. Two of them, Brownie and Brandon Wood, both fanning. Maybe Blake Balcom can pick them up and come through with something good here. Strike two called on the inside corner. We know that lots of those downtown Rotarians are heading out now, driving back to work. And again, we want to say hello to all the great women and men of Downtown Rotary Club in Cedar Rapids. The 0-2 to Blake. Swing and a miss, strike three. Hey, Tom Oldham fanned the side after the Kernels had runners at first and third with nobody out. That may have been the ball game. No runs for the Kernels in the sixth, 2 hits. There were no Wisconsin errors. The Kernels leave a pair and a stranded 6 aboard. Our extreme congratulations to Tom Oldham. 6 scoreless innings, 9 strikeouts. We go to the bottom of the sixth, and it's 4-0 Wisconsin. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Greeny and Golick. The great Joe Montana joins us. Philosophically, what is your take on whether or not rookie quarterbacks should be thrown to the wolves immediately?
Well, I think the situation, you have to look at each one separately. And in most situations, it's a huge learning curve that comes up. Not only are you learning a new offense, but the defenses you're going to see in the NFL are nowhere near what you just saw in college. So that's the most difficult part for the quarterback, because you can have some great tools, but most of the game for the quarterback is, they say 75% of it is mental, and your preparation and your recognition on the field. So I think it'll be difficult. I think they think that he's going to make a big impact, but up there in New York right away. But it's always good to sit out a little bit, and even for part of that season, to get your feet wet and learn a little bit more and feel more comfortable with that offense. And also with the things that you see out there.
Mike and Mike in the Morning on ESPN Radio.
Wildcat Golf Course would like to show you what makes us a great place to play. All 18 challenging holes are now open. We have all the services you need, from our new driving range to our expanded sandwich menu and our fully stocked bar and grill. Check out our large pro shop with new golf gear from Titleist, Srixon, and Wilson. Need clubs? Stop in and see our PCS custom club maker Bill Sutton for all your fitting needs. Take the 20-minute drive from Cedar Rapids to see why at Wildcat Golf Course there is always something unexpected.
Chris Hunter has pitched very well so far today. Yielded 3 runs in the first, a home run in the second, but nothing since. His mates have not supported him with offense, and that's not due to any lack of effort. It's due to great pitching by lefty Tom Oldham. Here's a drive into right center for extra bases by Chris Collins. Quan Cosby prevents an extra base hit by cutting it off deep in right center. Quan made a terrific play. Chris Collins with the leadoff single here in the bottom of the sixth inning. That hit is the 6th for Wisconsin. Our Kernel of Wisdom. We're proud to bring it to you during all of our broadcasts home and away. This afternoon here from Appleton, our Kernel of Wisdom. Pete Rose reached base a record 29 times on catcher's interference. That's when the catcher inadvertently sticks his glove too far out and you swing and hit his mitt. Well, Pete Rose, Pete, ever the resourceful, gritty ball player he was, he reached base an all-time record 29 times in his career on catcher's interference. And I can't imagine that a few of those were perpetrated by Pete himself by backing up into the box while the pitch was on the way and deliberately hitting the catcher's glove. A looper just out of the reach of Howie Kendrick into right center sends Chris Collins to second. Oh, Jeremy Dutton reached out and just did sneak one over the head of the leaping Kernel second baseman Howie Kendrick. 2 on and nobody out for Michael Cox. Let's see if Steve Roadcap, the skipper of Wisconsin, has Cox bunting. Everybody in the ballpark expects a bunt. There is a right-hander up in the Kernel right field bullpen, but we just can't see who it is. Well, now we will. We're going to have a pitching change. A pitching change here in the 6th inning with Wisconsin threatening to add to their 4-0 lead. Chris Hunter goes 5 innings. and he acquitted himself fairly well. So far, he's given up 4 runs on 7 hits. Chris Hunter struck out 4. He walked 1, and he hit a batter. Let's see who's coming on for the Kernels. 6'6" right-hander, Alan Buckley. Alan Buckley takes over here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Kernels failing to capitalize on a couple of first and third scoring chances in this game. Had runners at first and third, 1 out in the 3rd inning, couldn't score. The next 2 batters struck out. We had runners at first and third, nobody out in the top of the 6th inning, but lefty Tom Oldham fanned the next 3 Kernel batters. Alan Buckley. Let's tell you what Alan's done so far this year. Buckley, a 6'6" right-hander, 1-0 on for the 12th time, a 5.50 ERA. Allen has pitched 18 innings, surrendered 18 hits in 18 innings, struck out 13 batters in 18 frames, walked 8, hit 2 batters, thrown 2 wild pitches, and surrendered only 1 home run. The league hitting .254 against Alan Buckley. He comes in with a tough chore, and that is to try to keep this Kernel team in the game. Although, as I say, the momentum is all with Wisconsin after you squander a first and third, nobody out scoring chance. That's what the Kernels did, unfortunately, in the top of this 6th inning. They just couldn't put the ball in play against the lefty Tom Oldham. Alan Buckley, last pitch Friday. That was in Beloit. Alan Buckley pitched in Beloit. He went 2 2/3 against the Snappers Friday night. No runs, 1 hit, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk. Alan from Jacksonville State in Alabama spent some time at Mississippi State where his father played baseball. Now the sun is shining as brightly as it has all day. Collins is squaring to bunt, and Alan Buckley looks the runner back to second. Or not Collins, Michael Cox is squaring to bunt. Chris Collins is the lead runner at second base for Wisconsin. The Kernels reached their high water mark of the year yesterday with the win. 22-15, 7 games above 500. That's the highest we've been above 500 this season. The team that's tied atop the division in first place with us, the Kane County Cougars, have won 2 in Fort Wayne. They'll take on the Wizards again tonight in Indiana. Clinton, a game back of the Kernels in Kane County. They are at home to play Lansing. Ball 1 inside as Cox was not bunting. Alan Buckley now has a word with Matt Abram. Matt comes trotting in from first base. And the Kernels are flashing some signals with Matt Abram doing that. Wisconsin in great shape to try to add to their lead. Well, maybe we can get out of this first and second nobody out jam. The Timber Rattlers got out of a first and third nobody out Kernel scoring opportunity in the top of this inning by strikeout, 3 of them in a row. Alan Buckley still trying to get his signal straight with his infielders on who's going to cover what base should Michael Cox bunt. I'm not convinced now he is going to bunt. He may swing away. He is swinging. Strike 1 called on the inside corner. Cox singled back in the first inning off Chris Hunter, but was picked off, and then he bounced out to Matt Abram his next time up. So he's 1 for 2. Kernels have been out hit 7-5, trail 4-0 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Alan Buckley looks to lead runner. Chris Collins back to second. Michael Cox has an unusual launch position. That is, where does he put his hands and bat before the pitch is thrown? He rests his bat on his back shoulder. Ball 2 inside to Cox. Alan Buckley has fallen behind. Cox trying to break this game wide open. Takes low, ball 3. Colonel General Manager Jack Rader knows that if our middle relief pitching strengthens itself, the Kernels have a real chance for a Western Division first half title. Cox now runs the count full as Michael chops one foul. It skips off the top of the third base Wisconsin dugout back onto the field of play. Now will Steve Roadcap roll the dice with the base or with runners at first and second, and one out. That is, will he send the runners? I would, but I'm not managing. I just love to send the runners at all times. So what if you hit into a triple play? Ball 4, Alan Buckley adds some fuel to this raging fire in the bottom of the sixth as he missed inside, and he's loaded the bases with nobody out. The one thing you hope from your middle relief pitchers is that they can throw strikes, but sometimes you can't blame them. Sometimes they just can't find the strike zone. Alan Buckley will now face Josh Womack, a left-handed batter. Remember, the runners at second and third belong to the departed starter, Chris Hunter. Womack, 1 for 2. Hicks just outside, ball 1. Wisconsin trying to pull way ahead in this one. They lead it 4-0, have the bases loaded with nobody out. A high pop-up into shallow right. This may score a run. Blake Balcom gives way to Quan Cosby. Quan has it in shallow right center for the first out of the inning. A little bit of confusion between Quan Cosby and Blake Balcom. Balcom had the better angle with his shoulders facing home plate, but Quan called him off, did the right thing as the general out there in center field, and the runner at third, Chris Collins, not fleet of foot, did not try to score. That's a huge first out, recorded by Alan Buckley here in the bottom of the sixth inning. The batter, Wladimir Balentien. Bases still loaded, 1 out. A double play gets the Kernels out of this jam. Balentien hits one to short. Brandon Wood will throw to second, out. Throwed at no other play, 5-0. Brandon Wood did everything he could, got the force out of Michael Cox at second. It went 6-4. And an RBI for Wladimir Balentien. It's 5-0 Wisconsin here in the bottom of the sixth inning. On to third went Jeremy Dutton, and that run is charged to Chris Hunter. That run is charged to Chris Hunter, his 5th run surrendered in 5 innings, and Alan Buckley gets the second out of the inning on a tap to shortstop. Brandon Wood made a good play on his backhanded side, and Howie Kendrick, very wise at second base, had no chance to get the batter Balentien, and he held the ball. Otherwise, you throw that ball away and another run scores. A pitch low and away, ball 1 to Brent Matheny, a 190 batter, left-handed hitter. Wisconsin runners at first and third with 2 out, and they lead it now 5-0 in the bottom of the sixth inning. There goes the runner from first. A pitch high. Tommy Duenas throws to third. That runner back. A stolen base for Wladimir Balentien, his 4th of the season. Alan Buckley unable to pay attention to him, so he stole second. Tommy Duenas whipped to throw down to third, but diving back in safely was the lead runner, Jeremy Dutton. Buckley behind 2-0, flings in a strike at the letters. To Brent Matheny. He struck out and walked today. A ground ball to first should end the inning. Matt Abram has it on a big second hop, and he takes the pill to the bag himself to retire the side. Alan Buckley, a terrific job in relief of Chris Hunter. 1 run for Wisconsin in the 6th inning. The Kernels are still in the game. 1 run on 2 hits. There were no Kernel errors, a walk, a stolen base, and the Timber Rattlers leave a pair. They've stranded 4. We go to the top of the 7th inning, trailing the Wisconsin Ball Club 5-0, and you're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Whether you're a serious athlete or a weekend warrior, injuries can take you out of your game. Smart athletes know that Physiotherapy Associates in Cedar Rapids are the experts in the treatment and prevention of sport-related injuries. Our expert staff serves the metro and surrounding area high school athletes. Physiotherapy Associates in Cedar Rapids, the smart choice in sports medicine. Call us at 398-1569. That's 398-1569. We'll get you back in your game today.
For more than 70 years, Rockwell Collins has been dedicated to providing innovative and dependable aviation electronics and communication solutions worldwide. We also bring a dedication of excellence to our communities to help ensure growth and prosperity. The long-standing partnership between Rockwell Collins and the Kernels is one way we're enhancing the quality of life in our community and making Cedar Rapids the best place to live and work. Rockwell Collins and the Cedar Rapids Kernels, partners on and off the field. Advanced Systems, the leader in office technology, is like a great baseball coach when it comes to office productivity. Advanced Systems makes the most of your team. They do it with the latest technology for office productivity from Canon. They're also like a great trainer. Advanced Systems Advanced Life Support makes sure your office equipment runs at peak levels and fixes it fast if things go wrong. Hit it over the fence with Canon technology from Advanced Systems. Call 832-8291.
Business for the 21st century with Advanced Systems.
Matt Abram will lead off the lower third of the Kernel order in the top of the seventh inning. 5-0 Timber Rattlers. The final line on Chris Hunter. Not bad at all. Swinging a foul ripped into the backstop by Abram, strike one. Hunter, 5 innings pitched, 5 runs, 7 hits, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 hit batsman, and 1 wild pitch. Terrific job by Alan Buckley in the bottom of the sixth to keep the Kernels in this game. A breaking pitch, low and away to Abram, and don't count the Kernels out of this one with 3 full innings to go. This ball club has shown all spring long that they do not lay down or hoist the white towel. Ball 2, low and away to Matt Abram. Great to have all of you listening on the internet this afternoon on this Monday. I know Brandon Woods folks love listening in out in Arizona. And it's still Monday morning in Arizona. Swing and a miss on a high changeup. Matt Abram even on the count now, 2-2. 9 strikeouts by Tom Oldham through 6 innings. He has been the man out on the hill this afternoon. Remember in the 60s when you referred to somebody or something as the man, you were talking about the government. Radicals and hippies back in the 60s called the government the man. Swing and a miss as the man, the pitcher, does it again. 4 straight strikeouts for Oldham. That pitch was high and outside. The Kernels just don't walk enough, and that's something that there's a fine line because you certainly don't want to discourage this ball club hitting 268 as a team, tops in the league. You don't want to say, okay, guys, now don't swing. Take some walks. No, you don't want to do that. But at the same time, you also have to be somewhat selective at the plate. Strike 1 call to Caleb Mayer. Our strikeout total 10 today is not a reflection of totally free swinging. It's more of a reflection of Tom Oldham's excellence on the mound. Swing and a foul into the screen. And it's 0-2 to Caleb Mayer. Oldham will remember this start for a long time. Caleb flicks his wrists out and bloops one foul into the right field corner. Still 0-2 to Mayer. The key to this lefty's success, he's been ahead of virtually every Kernel hitter. You get ahead of guys constantly 0-1, 0-2, and of course you're going to be successful. You better be, because you have the batter at your mercy. Caleb takes a changeup in the dirt for ball 1. Mayer today has grounded to short and bounced to short. Strike 3 call. That's the 11th strikeout and the 5th in a row for the lefty. Let's make sure that's 11 strikeouts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 11 strikeouts in 6 2/3 innings. 5 strikeouts in a row for a pitcher with a 1-2 record and an ERA of 4.24. The league hitting .314 against him, Tom Oldham. We're not hitting .314 against him today, I'll tell you that much. He's been in total command. Tommy Duenas falls in the hole 0-1 as he fouls one straight back. Well, maybe Tom Oldham saw Ben Sheets of the Milwaukee Brewers strike out 18 Braves yesterday, and he thought, why don't I try to match that total? I can strike out at least double figure. And he has. Ball one low to Tommy. Wladimir Balentien playing deep in left center. The lefty floats one high and outside for ball two. There is a right-hander warming up in the Wisconsin bullpen, so perhaps the Kernels will get a reprieve and get to look at somebody else besides this lefty. Brian Heaston, Heaston, warming up for the Timber Rattlers. Tommy rips one to the left field corner. Foul ball. Tommy Duenas hit the ball as hard as any Kernel today, but lined it foul down the left field line. 2 away here in the top of the 7th inning. Oldham has shut the Kernels out through 6 2/3 on 5 hits, fanning 11 and walking none. Tommy Duenas smacked one hard, foul down the left field line. Oldham trying to fan the side for the 2nd straight inning. He did it! He fans the side for the 2nd straight inning. A high fastball. A dozen strikeouts for southpaw Tom Oldham, who looks like Sandy Koufax out there this afternoon. In 7 innings, he has whiffed a dozen Kernels. 7th inning stretch at Fox City Stadium. The Kernels sleepwalking on offense here this afternoon. After 6.5, it's 5-0 Timber Rattlers. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Toyota Financial Services of Cedar Rapids understands the importance of reading in the lives of our community's children. That's why they're proud to fund the 6th annual Toyota Financial Services Kernel Summer Reading Program. The generous support of Toyota Financial Services will result in Kernels players conducting a record 32 elementary school assemblies this spring to encourage girls and boys to read throughout the summer. Their reading accomplishments will be recognized by Toyota Financial Services with fabulous rewards. Toyota Financial Services, a true hero to the Kernels and the youth of our community.
I cannot face anyone but me. Baby, can't you see I know what's right for me? Don't tell me wrong from right. I know just what I like. Yeah, call me crazy, I don't care. Come feel the joy all around. Each generation has time. They got their own kind of time. I'm the shout it out.
Airport National 27-hole public golf course invites you to join our golf family all year with these great specials. 2-for-1 green fees with cart, 2-for-1 range ball, 2-for-1 mini golf. Listen to this unbelievable new special. Only $25 per person for unlimited golf with cart all day long on weekdays, and only $27 per person for unlimited golf including cart on weekends. Play unlimited twilight golf till dark with free riding cart for only $16 per person. Enjoy fast, friendly, and fun family golf at Cedar Rapids Airport National.
Big crowd on a Monday afternoon. We go to the bottom of the 7th at Fox City Stadium. Top of the order for the Timber Rattlers. 5-0 Wisconsin. Josh Ellison started a Wisconsin 3-run first inning when he was hit by an 0-1 pitch. Alan Buckley, in relief of starter Chris Hunter, pitched brilliantly in the bottom of the 6th inning to keep the Kernels in this game. Came in with runners at first and second, nobody out, walked a man, then got the next 3. 1 run scored on a fielder's choice ground out. Ball one low, and now a pitch looped foul off to the left. Strike one to Josh Ellison. We can't wait to return home for our longest homestand of the year starting this Thursday. A tap back to Alan Buckley. He taps the ball into his mitt and on to first for the 1-3 putout. Josh Ellison, nothing for 3 since being hit by a pitch and scoring in the first inning, taps back to the mound. I mentioned earlier a first-time promotion on Tuesday, May 25th, part of our 12-game homestand. Lonnie Thorsten of our staff got together with the great folks at the Futon Connection, and they said, we want to put something in the hands of your fans. So Lonnie suggested a crossbreed between a miniature basketball and a playground ball, and 1,000 of them with the Kernel logo and the Futon Connection logo will be featured on Tuesday the 25th, and the first 1,000 of you Kernel fans, regardless of age or gender, will receive one of those fun Futon mini basketball / playground balls on Tuesday the 25th. The count has gone 1 ball, 2 strikes to right-handed batter Adam Jones. He tripled home a run and scored in the Timber Rattler 3-run first inning. It is swing and a miss, strike 3. It is the Futon Connection miniature playground basketball game Tuesday, May 25th. Again, the miniature balls go to the first 1,000 fans, and that is Tuesday the 25th. The gates open at 5:30, a 6:30 start. 2 away in the bottom of the 7th. Here's Aval Bastida, 1 for 3, an RBI single back in the 3-run first for the Timber Rattlers. Bastida, a left-handed hitter. Ball 1 outside. Well, we may have seen the last of Tom Oldham, the lefty. Let's hope so. 7 innings pitched, no runs, 5 hits, 12 strikeouts, no walks. A high pop foul puts the batter even on the count, 1-1. Again, a noon game on Thursday the 27th. Come on out and enjoy lunch at the ballpark. Sneak away from work if you have to, or plan your day around the noon game. You can enjoy some downtime, some fun time with your coworkers or your friends. A noon start Thursday the 27th. Boy, a lot to look forward to on our upcoming homestand, including the Superstars. They'll be there Sunday the 30th. A ground ball foul pass first, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes to Aval Bastida. 5-0 Timber Rattlers. They're batting with the bases empty, 2 away in the bottom of the 7th inning. And you just hope like heck that the Timber Rattlers lift their left-handed starter, who's owned us here today. Swing and a miss. Alan Buckley gets Aval Bastida on strikes, and Alan Buckley sets down the top 3 in the Wisconsin order, in the bottom of the 7th inning. 2 solid relief frames from 6'6" right-hander Alan Buckley. The Kernels are still in this game, and let's see, will we face a new pitcher? Yes, we will. Thank goodness, in the top of the 8th inning. 5-0 Wisconsin. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
ESPN Radio plays the hits.
Drilled deep down the left field line. It is gone.
All kind of hits.
A swing and a base hit in the left field.
The hits of Major League Baseball.
Swung on, grounded out to second. Back to first for the 4-6-3 double play. Nicely done.
Major League Baseball on ESPN Radio.
At Bank Iowa, our professionals know how important your financial future is to you. Bank Iowa can best meet your needs when you allow us to be a part of your financial plans. Our entire staff from all areas of the bank realizes the most important part of our bank is you, the client. We bring it all together to make banking comfortable and convenient right here at home. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Bank Iowa, Iowa's hometown bank.
Wildcat Golf Course would like to show you what makes us a great place to play. All 18 challenging holes are now open. We have all the services you need, from our new driving range to our expanded sandwich menu and our fully stocked bar and grill. Check out our large pro shop with new golf gear from Titleist, Srixon, and Wilson. Need clubs? Stop in and see our PCS custom club maker, Bill Sutton, for all your fitting needs. Take the 20-minute drive from Cedar Rapids to see why at Wildcat Golf Course there is always something unexpected.
Brian Heaston, who pitched here for Wisconsin in 41 games last year, had 8 saves, a 2-2 record, has taken over on the hill for the Timber Rattlers in relief of starter Tom Oldham. And we tip our cap to the lefty. 7 innings pitched. He blanked us on 5 hits, struck out 12, walked none. Brian Heaston has had a good season so far. He's 2-0, a 2.61 ERA. He's pitching for the 15th time for the Timber Rattlers. No saves. In 20 2/3, he's allowed just 12 hits. In 20 2/3, he's fanned 20 batters, walked a dozen, and hit 2. The league hitting 176 against Brian Heaston. He went to Mount San Jacinto Junior College and then on to Union College in Kentucky. Was not drafted by a team out of college, so he signed and pitched in independent league ball for the Frontier League Richmond, Indiana team and was 3-3 in 2002. Ball 1 low and away to Quan Cosby. Well, the Kernels are trying to mount some kind of threat here in the late going. Still in the game, down 5-0. Quan, a switch hitter batting left, has one of the 5 Kernel hits. Ball 2 is low to Cosby. The last 6 Kernels have struck out, but that was against the lefty, Oldham. Heaston misses downstairs, ball 3. Brian is from Farmington, New Mexico. Believe it or not, there's an airport there that can land commercial planes. My sister used to live in Durango, Colorado, and she used to have to drive down to Farmington, New Mexico to fly. Ball 4, Quan Cosby aboard, drawing a leadoff walk. Quan showing very good discipline, which the Kernels had trouble doing against the southpaw. How about more former big leaguers who played here in Appleton? We've told you about all the former Baltimore Orioles. We mentioned the White Sox Carlos May. Well, in 1970, just a very impressive list of guys pitched here as minor leaguers. Terry Forster, remember the portly, kind of chunky lefty. Goose Gossage, who I think should be in the Hall of Fame. Rich Gossage talked at our annual hot stove banquet to raise money for Tanninger Place a couple of years ago. And Bruce Kim, the Norway, Iowa native. Bruce Kim played here in 1970 for the Appleton Foxes on a team with Goose Gossage, Terry Forster, Bucky Dent, and Jerry Hairston. So that team was loaded with talent. Howie Kendrick has reached 3 times today, hit by a pitch in the first, aboard on an error committed by the second baseman, the only error of this game in the third, and he doubled leading off the 6th inning. Yes. Bucky Dent, Terry Forster, Goose Gossage, Jerry Hairston, Bruce Kim, and Lamar Johnson also played here in 1970. Ball 2 from Heaston, down and away. Then in 1971, Brian Downing, the Incredible Hulk, the first guy to bring weightlifting to the big leagues as far as I know. Brian Downing played here in 71. His son played with the Kernels about 4 years ago. There's a strike to Howie Kendrick. Brad Downing, Brian's son. Quan Cosby being held at first by Jeremy Dutton. A line drive into center, a base hit for Kendrick, his second in a row. Quan Cosby will go to third, and he beats the throw by the... Oh, he overslid third, and he just got back in time. He overslid third, and then Howie Kendrick on the throw to third went to second, and the Timber Rattlers argue. The Timber Rattlers are out of their dugout. Their skipper, Steve Roadcap. No doubt Quan Cosby overslid third base. The throw from the center fielder, Balentien, not in time to get Quan, but he overslid the bag and then reached back and just did get his hand in before Michael Cox put the tag on him. Apparently, be honest with you, I thought Quan might have been out, but I couldn't tell from here, and the Kernels are in business. Second and third, nobody out. Here in the top of the 8th inning, down 5-0. Matt Pauley singled Howie Kendrick to third. The Kernels had runners at first and third. Nobody out in the 6th inning. But the departed starter, Tom Oldham, fanned the next three. Second and third, nobody out, and the Kernels have a great chance to climb back into this one. Swing and a miss by Pauley, strike one. Howie Kendrick reaches for the 4th time. He has 2 more hits today to add to his .331 average. He drilled one into center, and Quan Cosby never broke stride. Dared Wladimir Balentien to throw him out at third, and he almost did on an overslide. Ball one outside to Pauley. Remember when we were in Beloit, one of our Colonel Roadshow Trivia Challenge questions was, who did Pete Vukovich win the Cy Young Award for in 1982? Swinging a foul by Pauley. He won it for the Milwaukee Brewers. Pete Vukovich, though, pitched here in Appleton in 1974. Matt Pauley down on the count 1-2. He's trying to put the Kernels on the board for the first time today in the top of the 8th inning, 5-0 Wisconsin. Houston from the stretch delivers a breaking pitch high and away, ball 2 to the Kernel left-handed batter. Pauley not wearing batting gloves in this trip up. Quan Cosby at third, Howie Kendrick at second. Matt trying to measure this right-handed relief pitcher, Houston. Can't do it, a swing and a miss on a high fastball. And that's the 13th Kernel to fan in this game. At some point, you've got to be able to put that ball in play some way, somehow. Well, let's see if Matt Brown can come through and pick up Matt Pauley. Matt just couldn't lay off that high heat from Brian Heaston, Heaston. Heaston with 11 saves with Richmond 2 years ago in the Frontier Independent League. And then Seattle signed him. Terrific year last year here with Wisconsin. 53 1/3 innings pitched, gave up 53 hits, struck out 21 batters in 53 1/3, walked 26, posted a 2-2 record with 8 saves. A curve, and Matt Brown spun out of the way. It stayed inside, 1-0 to Brownie. Is he ever glad to see the lefty out of the game? Tom Oldham. Brown struck out twice looking and then once swinging against lefty Tom Oldham. Matt Brown launches one foul way down the left field line. Strike one. So pleased that you're spending time with us here on this Monday afternoon. The sun has disappeared again behind the clouds. Matt Brown, a right-handed hitter with no sleeves underneath his gray road top, wears a pair of white batting gloves and lifts one into deep left down the line, and out she goes. Matt Brown, a 3-run homer, cuts the lead to 2 runs. Matt Brown lifts a home run over the left field wall, his team high 8th of the year, and with with Howie Kendrick and Quan Cosby aboard. Matt Brown has made a brand new game of it. A 3-run dinger, his 4th of this road trip into Wisconsin, his 2nd of the series, his team high 8th of the year. A 3-run blast by Matt Brown, and the Kernels trail in the 8th inning, 5-3. Bases empty, 1 out for Brandon Wood. Matt Brown, his 5th home run of this road trip. I think I said his 4th. It's his 5th home run of this road trip. And Brown has silenced this big crowd. Brian Heaston misses low to Brandon Wood. Now ball 2 outside. Brown's 3-run blast over the 16-foot high wall down the left field line had Josh Ellison going back and looking up and watching it soar out of here. The 2-0 to Brandon Wood. Swinging a foul into the backstop, strike 1. Matt Brown has belted 5 home runs on this road trip. 3 home runs in game 1 of a doubleheader Colonel sweep of Beloit on Thursday. Ball 3 low to Brandon Wood. It's 5-3 now in favor of the Timber Rattlers. And a walk drawn by Brandon Wood. Brandon Wood on for the 2nd time today. Took a pitch low and away. Remember, a walk is what got this Colonel rally started in the 8th inning. A leadoff walk drawn by Quan Cosby. Howie Kendrick singled him to 3rd. After Matt Pauley fanned, Matt Brown parked one over the left field wall, and that's going to be it for Brian Heaston. Brian Heaston goes a 3rd of an inning. He's lifted, having given up 3 runs on 2 base hits. He struck out 1 and he walked 1. And a new hurler coming on for the Timber Rattlers here in the 8th inning. And we're trying to make out who this is, a right-hander. A right-hander is on for Wisconsin. And it is Brian Stitt, S-T-I-T-T. Brian Stitt, S-T-I-T-T, takes over for the Timber Rattlers here in the top of the 8th inning. The Kernels have rallied for 3 and added to their team high home run total in the Midwest League. They now have 39 home runs. Brian Stitt, S-T-I-T-T, no record this year, 7 saves, a 1.50 ERA. In other words, he's the Wisconsin closer. In 18 innings, he's given up 3 runs, all earned on 11 hits. He struck out 16 in 18 innings, walked 9, the league hitting 183 against Brian Stitt. No record, 7 saves, and a 1.50 ERA. Well, we've told you a lot, and we've been glad to share a lot about our upcoming 12-game homestand that begins this Thursday night with the first of 2 against the Swing of the Quad Cities. We also want to remind you that we have a great honor and privilege of hosting the All-Star Game, the Mid-June Classic, set for Tuesday, June 22nd at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. You can visit the new Veterans Memorial Stadium box office between 10 and 4 Monday through Friday, or on Saturdays from 10 to 2. And it's a red-letter date, the All-Star Game at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium, Tuesday the 22nd. Blake Balcom stands in against the right-hander, Brian Stitt, and swings at a curve and misses. Stitt, from Florida, went to Indian River Community College in Forest Pierce, Florida. A 10th-round pick of Seattle 2 seasons ago, Brian Stitt. Balcom, a right-handed hitter, nothing for 3 so far. A throw to first, and Brandon Wood back safely. The number to call for Colonel tickets, 896-7560. That goes for the 12-game upcoming homestand, any of our remaining home games, or the All-Star Game, Tuesday, June 22nd. Blake, a right-handed batter, swings and misses, strike 2. Brian Stitt spells his first name B-R-I-A-N as opposed to B-R-Y-A-N. He's an even 6 feet tall, 185. Last year with Everett, 1-1 in 15 appearances. Stitt is 21 years old. Balcom puts the ball in play and pops one foul onto the maroon concourse roof just to our right. It's a 5-3 game now, still with Wisconsin ahead, but the Kernels have the tying run at the plate with only one out here in the top of the 8th inning. Brandon Wood has a big lead. He may be running. He's not running. And ball 2 is upstairs to Blake Balcom. This inning started with Quan Cosby walking on 4 pitches against Brian Heaston. Heaston, after giving up a 3-run homer to Matt Brown and walking Brandon Wood, was lifted in favor of this closer, Brian Stitt, S-T-I-T-T. A throw to first, and Brandon Wood back standing up. No, there's just no laying down the bats with this Kernel Ball Club. Excuse me. They'll come after you. You've got to earn all 27 outs. There goes Wood, and a pitch swung on and missed. The throw to second, not in time. Blake Balcom strikes out, and Brandon Wood steals second, his 4th stolen base of the year, the Kernel's 2nd steal of this game. Blake Balcom becomes the 14th Kernel to strike out this afternoon. Matt Abram doubled back in the 2nd inning, but was left aboard. Since then, he's popped out to the mound and struck out. Big runner at second. A hit by Matt Abram would likely cut the Timber Rattler lead to 1 run. Abram in 15 games batting .174 with 11 runs driven in. Ball 1 outside, a fastball from the right-hander. I don't think we host the All-Star game for another 8 or 9 years. So come on out and join us on Tuesday the 22nd. Make plans now. The 22nd of June, that is. A change-up and swung on and missed by Matt Abram. And I guarantee you'll see at least a dozen guys in that Midwest League All-Star game that will make it to the major leagues. That's how good this league is. This is a very good caliber of baseball. A curve in the dirt. Brandon Wood tries for third and makes it. A daring piece of running by Brandon Wood. A wild pitch charge to the right-hander Stitt. And Brandon Wood has made it to third base. And now the pitcher wants a new baseball. Clouding up just a bit here at Fox City Stadium, where the Kernels have rallied for 3 in the top of the 8th. You just had a feeling when the lefty Tom Oldham left, the Kernels might come alive, and they did. Have the tying run at the plate with 2 away. From the stretch, the 2-1 to Abram, high and in ball 3. One thing the Kernels did last Thursday that we didn't do today, and I'm not saying there's any correlation at all, it was just interesting. Last Thursday, Bobby Magallanes had the guys, he placed wake-up calls for all the guys, 7:30, to make sure they were ready to go and had a breakfast in their stomach for that doubleheader in Beloit. This morning, the guys were left to their own devices. After all, they are grown men, or need to be treated like grown men if they show that they deserve it. And these guys sure have shown that they deserve to be treated as grown men. So there was no 7:30 wake-up call this morning. A pitch high to Abram, and Matt joins Brandon Wood aboard. The tying runs at first and third, 2 out, top of the 8th for Caleb Mayer. Caleb's due. He's 0 for 3 today. And Bobby has just the right mix of teaching these guys what it takes to succeed. He doesn't browbeat him, nor does he baby them. A very good mix of stern discipline with fatherly friendship and respect of the guys. A strike call to Caleb Mayer. Let me tell you, though, Bobby Magallanes runs this team to a man. The Kernels have the utmost respect and just that tiny bit of fear you need to have of the leader. And I emphasize tiny bit. First and third, 2 out, 5-3 Wisconsin, top of the 8th inning. Because if you fear a guy too much, you can't perform for him. Nobody can perform when they're afraid. Caleb cut to the curveball and missed it, strike 2. Mayer has a tough challenge now. He's in the hole, 0-2. Caleb goes the other way and launches one foul onto the lawn berm way down the right field line. Starter Tom Oldham struck out 12 in 7 innings. Brian Heaston fanned 1. This pitcher, Brian Stitt, has struck out a batter. But all those strikeouts don't matter as long as you can keep swinging the bat. When you swing the bat, you're either going to hit the ball or miss it. Caleb hits it into the screen, and he has proved to be a very tough out for the right-hander Stitt. Caleb Mayer still down in the count, 0-2. Brandon Wood at third. Matt Abram at first. They're the tying runs in this game. A 3-run homer by Matt Brown in this top of the 8th has given the Kernels a real chance at rallying, either here in the 8th, hopefully, or in the 9th. Strike 3 called on the outside corner, a borderline pitch. 15 strikeouts for Wisconsin pitchers in 8 innings. That's right, 15 Kernels have struck out today. In the 8th inning, 3 runs for the Kernels on 2 base hits. There were 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. No Wisconsin errors. The Kernels leave a pair and have stranded 8. Well, we're right back in the game now as we head to the home half of the 8th. Wisconsin 5, the Kernels 3. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Did you know nearly 40% of all the waste going to landfills is paper? That includes newspapers, magazines, catalogs, junk mail, computer paper, cereal boxes, pop and beer cartons. Your friends at Cedar Rapids Solid Waste and Recycling encourage you to recycle those common household paper products by putting them in your blue recycling box on Collection Day. Save our landfill space. Recycle your paper waste.
Faucets leaking, termites feasting, fishing, tackle, paints and spackle, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Tile and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, coffee makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look and you'll see. Let your fingers do the walking through Yellow Book. Other book.
When it comes to making their buying decisions, people today let their fingers do the walking through Yellow Book Yellow Pages. It's no wonder. Yellow Book's packed with money-saving coupons, restaurant menus, and vital community info. And with more ads than ever before, it has everything you need right at your fingertips. It's easy to spot. Just reach for the yellow directory with the map on the cover and join the smart shoppers who choose Yellow Book, not the other book. Put your business in Yellow Book. Call 1-800-YB-YELLOW.
Let your fingers do walking through Yellow Book, not the other book.
When you need group transportation, there is only one name you need to remember. That name is Tri-State Travel, transportation provider for the Cedar Rapids Kernels and hundreds of other schools, organizations, and associations in the Cedar Rapids, Iowa City, and Waterloo area. Check our unblemished safety record, compare our pricing, and then climb aboard one of Tri-State Travel's modern deluxe motor coaches and experience our award-winning service. Tri-State Travel, the leader in motor coach group transportation.
Bottom of the 8th inning, 5-3 Timber Rattlers, and a curve is a strike from Alan Buckley to the cleanup batter, Chris Collins. He swings and misses at another curve, strike 2. A 3-run homer, the 5th of this Wisconsin trek by Matt Brown, his 8th of the year, with Quan Cosby and Howie Kendrick on, have pulled the Kernels back to within 2 here in the late going. Strike 3 called. Alan Buckley gets Chris Collins looking. That's the 3rd straight strikeout for the Kernels' 6'6" right-hander. And Alan Buckley is now retired 7 straight Timber Rattlers. Alan Buckley has been dazzling in relief of starter Chris Hunter. Left-handed hitting Jeremy Dutton. Singled his last time up. Dutton drove in a run back in the 3-run Wisconsin first inning with a ground ball out to Matt Abram. Jeremy shoots one into left, and it's a base hit in front of Matt Pauley. Jeremy Dutton went the other way and stroked a single in front of the Colonel left fielder, and that hit for Wisconsin their first off of right-hander Alan Buckley. And their 8th of the game. 1 on, 1 out for Michael Cox.
Now batting the third baseman, number 9, Michael Cox.
Whether the Kernels rally in the 9th inning or not remains to be seen, but we'll be here tomorrow for the series finale, 6:10 dugout interview time, for a 6:30 start against the Timber Rattlers. A double play ball to Brandon Wood. He throws to second out. No other play as Howie Kendrick could not get the ball out of the mitt. I doubt if the Kernels would have had a double play because the ball was not hit quite as sharply as it needed to be a twin killing. But a 6-4 force with Michael Cox forcing Jeremy Dutton at second brings Josh Womack to the plate with 2 out and a runner at first. Womack is 1 for 3. A throw to first by Alan Buckley, and Michael Cox back standing up. We probably had over 3,800 here. The game in the bottom of the 8th inning with Wisconsin ahead by a pair, 5-3. Josh Womack looks at a changeup, a strike called from Alan Buckley. We're just past 2 o'clock in the Central Time Zone, and we want to remind you that you're listening to Colonel Baseball on the Zone, AM 1600, KCRG, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Swing and a miss on another changeup. And Buckley's ahead of the left-handed batter, 0-2. You'd like to see Allen come right after him. Allen does, and the pitch is wrapped into right for a base hit. The lead runner will stop at second. Michael Cox into scoring position, an 0-2 pitch, a little too grooved by Alan Buckley, and Josh Womack bashed it into right field. Second hit in the inning for the Timber Rattlers. 2 on, 2 out for Wladimir Balentien. Balentien has driven in 2 runs today. His home run in the second gave the Timber Rattlers a 4-0 lead, and then his RBI ground out in the 6th made it 5-0. A curve in the dirt, ball 1 to Balentien from Alan Buckley. Just about the time this one wraps up this afternoon, they'll be starting at Denver, the Phillies and Rockies, on a Monday afternoon. A curve upstairs, it's 2-0 to the batter. That's the only game in the National League. In the American League, Toronto and Minnesota at Sky Dome, and the White Sox take on the Tribe at Jacobs Field. Those are tonight. Alan Buckley just gave up an 0-2 single to Josh Womack. Let's see if he can come back and throw a strike to Wladimir Balentien. Swinging a foul right back here. The Kernels get up lefty Scott Heinman in their bullpen. Balentien corks one foul into the third base Wisconsin bullpen, and it's an even count now, 2 balls, 2 strikes. a wonderful fella from our downtown Rotary Club, Lanny Ward. Lanny Ward listens in to all the Colonel games here on the Zone. Lanny, I hope it was a terrific session at noon today with the downtown Rotarians. And Lanny, thanks for letting us know how much you enjoy our broadcast. Lanny Ward, W-A-R-D. Ball 3, low and away, and the count full now to Balentien. Michael Cox at second, Josh Womack at first. Alan Buckley backs off the rubber. Here's a big pitch if the Kernels are to stay in this ball game. The runners go, and a high, deep drive to left. A 3-run homer over the scoreboard. Wow! Wladimir Balentien, his third home run of the series, launched one over the scoreboard, and the Kernels have now blown their chance to stay in this game. A 3-run homer by Wladimir Balentien over the scoreboard. I haven't seen one go over the scoreboard in 9 years in this ballpark. Wladimir Balentien, his third home run of this series. Wow! Did he ever jackhammer that one out of here? And that spoils a very great effort by Alan Buckley to keep the Kernels in this game. But I think we're sunk now. It's an 8-3 game. Woo! Wladimir Balentien. He looks like Sammy Sosa against us. The key to the inning, of course, of a hit on an 0-2 pitch by Josh Womack. You give up a hit on an 0-2 count, and generally speaking, it comes back to haunt you. But credit Alan Buckley for battling. At least he didn't walk the batter. At least he didn't walk Wladimir Balentien. But the Kernels have to figure out what this guy's hitting out of the ballpark. For goodness sake, he's hit 3 home runs in the first 3 games of the series. And he pretty much sews this one up for Wisconsin. They now lead at 8-3 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Brent Matheny, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Allen's next pitch, whistled foul into the screen. And we get back to what Jack Rader said, and that was our general manager saying that if we can get good middle relief pitching, we're going to be a very, very tough club to beat. But middle relief pitching is not easy to get in professional baseball. There's just not quite enough good pitching to go around. Alan Buckley certainly pitched his heart out this afternoon out of the Colonel bullpen. He was within 1 out and 1 strike of pitching 3 scoreless innings, but a payoff pitch to Wladimir Balentien, and he crushed it over the scoreboard. Here's a 3-2 pitch, nubbed foul past third by Brent Matheny. Wladimir Balentien, remember that name. He's from Aruba, and he's hit 3 home runs against the Kernels in this series. 2 today. Here's a high pop foul off to the left as Allen continues to battle Brent Matheny. Believe me, nobody feels worse about surrendering that gopher ball than Alan Buckley, but you can't fault him. He made the batter earn the 3-run homer. He did not walk him. Here's a high pop foul. This one will drift just beyond the reach of Matt Brown and Tommy Duenas. It goes into the Wisconsin third base dugout. The scoreboard is about 25 feet above the 18-foot high wall, or the 16-foot high wall in deep left center. To put in perspective the prodigious clout that we just saw off the bat of Balentien. Here's a high drive into deep right. That may go. Blake Balcom looks up, and out she goes for another home run. And it's 9-3 now in favor of Wisconsin. The Timber Rattlers have put this one on ice here in the bottom of the 8th inning. A Brent Matheny home run, a 190 batter, his first home run of the year, and it's 9-3 Timber Rattlers. Well, Alan Buckley just ran out of gas, and Bobby Magallanes will come out to get him but you have to really hand it to Alan Buckley for giving it everything he had out of the Kernel bullpen. He goes 2 2/3. He surrendered 4 runs, all with 2 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Alan Buckley, 4 runs on 4 hits. All of them came in this 8th inning. Alan Buckley struck out 3. He struck out 3 Timber Rattlers, and he walked 1. A U.S. Cellular call to the Kernel bullpen has Scott Hindman coming on. Scott Hindman will try to get the final tough out here in this Timber Rattler barrage, a 4-run rally, or a 4-run inning to add to a 5-3 lead here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Scott Hindman last pitched in the first game of a doubleheader in Beloit on Thursday. He went 2 scoreless innings in relief of the starter in that game, and the starter was Kevin Jepson. Kevin will pitch tomorrow's series finale here in Appleton. Scott Hindman, 2 scoreless innings Thursday in Game 1 of a Kernel 16-0 doubleheader win in Game 1 in Beloit. Scott Hindman, a lefty, and the southpaw will face Josh Ellison. Josh Ellison, a left-handed batter, the 7th man to bat here in the Timber Rattler 4-run 8th inning. Scott Hindman, no record this year, on for the 10th time, an ERA of 6.75. Scott has hurled a dozen innings, allowed 9 earned runs in 12 innings, on 10 hits. Hindman has fanned 14 in a dozen innings, walked 19 in 12 innings. The league hitting .222 against southpaw Scott Hindman. A good chance for Scott to get some much-needed work and some more honing in on his control. Jack Rader, our general manager, thinks Scott Hindman could be the key in the second half of the first half of the season. Remember, we've entered the second half of the first half of the season. Scott Hindman, a lefty, is pitching here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Josh Ellison will bat right-handed for the first time in this series. Ellison started a 3-run first inning for the Timber Rattlers when he was hit by a pitch. Hindman working from the stretch. A fastball swung on and missed. This is not Ellison. This is a pinch hitter, and this pinch hitter is Chris Colton. Chris Colton, a right-handed batter, pinch hitting for Josh Ellison. And strike 2 called on the outside corner to Chris Colton. Colton, the pinch hitter, will likely take over in left field for Ellison in the top of the 9th inning. A 6-run lead now for the Timber Rattlers, 9-3. Ball 1 low and away from the Kernel lefty. Chris Colton into this game as a pinch hitter. 0 for 8 in the series. Right-handed batter from Middle Georgia Junior College, and a slider is low for ball 2 from Scott Hindman. Swing and a tip foul by the pinch hitter Colton. Well, Brian Stitt, who came on and struck out a pair, prevented the Kernels from getting any more in the top of this 8th inning. Will have a big lead with which to work in the top of the 9th. Ball 3 from Scott, low and outside.
5 minutes, guys.
3-2 pitch is lifted foul right behind home plate. Plenty of time to get out to the Kernel box office or call us to order tickets for the upcoming homestand. The pinch hitter walks. Scott Hindman was ahead of him 0-2, but lost him, and that's exactly why Scott is in this game, to try to get some more experience at throwing strikes. Adam Jones, an RBI triple and a run scored back in the 3-run first. He's the 8th man to come to the plate here in the Wisconsin 4-run 8th inning. Adam Jones, a .234 hitter with 2 homers and 20 RBIs. Swing and a miss as Scott Heineman gets ahead of him. And a pitch just low to the right-handed batter. 9-3 Timber Rattlers, bottom of the 8th inning. This inning started with the Kernels trailing 5-3. A bouncer up the middle, and that's a base hit past the diving Howie Kendrick. A runner stops at second. Adam Jones has the 5th hit of the inning for Wisconsin, the first off of Scott Heineman. And this thing's getting a little bit out of hand now. The 9th man to bat for Wisconsin in this inning is Abel Bastida. Abel Bastida, an RBI single back in the 3-run first. Bastida will try to continue this long, tough inning for the Kernels in the field. Scott Heineman, a 6'4" southpaw, wears a long red sleeve shirt underneath his gray road top. We were within 1 strike and 1 out of getting out of this inning, trailing just by 2 runs. Josh Womack on an 0-2 pitch, singled into right field. On a 3-2 pitch, Wladimir Balentien homered off of Colonel right-hander Alan Buckley. The next man hit a home run. On came Scott Heineman. He got ahead of the pinch hitter Chris Colton 0-2, but walked him. Then got ahead of Adam Jones 0-1. Jones bounced a single through the middle, and now it's 2-0. A ball low to Eval Bastida. There's a strike on the outside corner at the knees. Scott is set below the letters. Fastball is laced foul onto the lawn section down the left field side. Most of the kids who came out for their field trip today are still here. That's what you can do when you start a game at 10 in the morning or 11 or 11:30. And we have some plans on the drawing board to do one of these early morning games in the new Veterans Memorial Stadium next season. We came close to pulling the trigger on one this year, but just didn't have enough assurances in place from some of the schools and the senior citizens who we'd like to come out. But I think we'll have a 10 o'clock or an 11 o'clock game or two next season. Strike 3 called at the knees on a 3-2 pitch. Aval Bastida called out on strikes, and a long bottom of the 8th inning comes to an end mercifully for the Kernels. Wisconsin strikes for 4 runs on 5 base hits. They sent 9 men to the plate. The Kernels made no errors. And the Timber Rattlers left a pair. They've left 6 men aboard. We go to the top of the 9th inning. Wisconsin leads it 9-3, and you're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Multitasking is today's buzzword. We're parents, employees, board members, spouses, caregivers. The list goes on. Your local Pekin Insurance Agency, Sheets Forest Draper Insurance in Marion, is great at multitasking, too. Sheets Forest Draper will find the right insurance coverages for you. See Scott Draper of Sheets Forest Draper for coverages on your home, auto, life, health, and business. Finding the right insurance is one less task for you to do when you depend on your hometown professionals with Pekin Insurance.
Everyone wants their print and copy needs to be done right and to be done on time. Copyworks will meet those expectations. Copyworks will see to it that your work is of the highest quality. They'll do that by consulting with you at your place of work. Copyworks stands behind their work for you. It will be done right and it will be done on time. You can count on Copyworks to come through for you. When it's important to you, Copyworks lets your work shine through.
Copyworks, Copyworks.
Dick Ramsey is the #1 home seller for the #1 real estate company, Skogman Realty. That means when you're marketing your home for sale or searching for the ideal home to buy, Dick Ramsey's home team will get you the results you deserve. Dick Ramsey's home team has the best deal going. Buy one of their homes, and Ramsey will buy yours. That's the winning edge Dick Ramsey's home team will deliver to you. Dick Ramsey, the #1 home seller for the #1 real estate company, Skogman Realty.
of the ninth inning as Wisconsin tries to protect a 6-run lead, 9-3. It'll be for the Kernels, Tommy Duenas, who struck out 3 times this afternoon, then the top of the order. We wish it was still 5-3. That's what it was as we went to the bottom of the 8th. It was 5-3 with 2 out and 2 on, and a 3-2 pitch was launched over the scoreboard in left center by Wladimir Balentien to make it 8-3. A home run by Brent Matheny followed, and that's why the Timber Rattlers have a large cushion now with which to work in the top of the 9th inning. Brian Stite's first pitch, or Stitt rather, is fouled into the backstop. Strike 1 on Tommy Duenas. Kernels trailed after 1 inning 3-0 this morning and still have not been able to catch up. Ground ball foul past third. Tommy in the hole, 0-2. We mentioned that Bobby Magallanes for the 11 o'clock doubleheader start last Thursday had wake-up calls at 7:15 for all the Kernel players. That was not the case this morning. The Timber Rattlers were out here early hitting. And again, I'm not at all implying or suggesting that the fact that we didn't have that 7:15 wake-up call has anything to do with our 15 strikeouts. It has all to do with excellence on the part of the Wisconsin pitching staff. Tommy Duenas bashes one past third. The third baseman got a glove on it, Michael Cox, and Tommy is into second. We'll have to wait and see if that's a leadoff double for Duenas or an error charged on Michael Cox at third. Tommy hit it so hard on an 0-2 pitch. Too hot for the third baseman to handle, and it's the Kernel 8th hit of the game. Tommy Duenas has a leadoff double here in the top of the 9th inning. Quan Cosby shoots one into left center. That falls for a base hit. Tommy Duenas is going to be waved home, and he'll score, and into second goes Quan Cosby. Hey, if the Kernels had trailed 5-3, look where we'd be right now. But it's 9-4. Tommy Duenas with the leadoff double past third, and then Quan Cosby looped a single into left center. Josh Ellison let Tommy Duenas score, and Quan Cosby saw that nobody was covering second base, so he just went into second. They will credit him with an RBI single, and he goes to second on a muff going to sleep at the wheel. The Timber Rattlers, nobody covered second base. So it's a 9-4 game, and Howie Kendrick has to play. Howie has 2 hits. He swings late and misses, strike 1. Quan Cosby with his 8th run driven in the year, an RBI single, and the first 2 Kernels aboard here in the top of the 9th. We mentioned the big bulge that the Timber Rattlers had. It's now 9-4. A curve is a strike called to Howie Kendrick. Is in the hole, 0-2. A breaking pitch is drilled into deep left center, way back at the wall, and it's caught in deep left center by Wladimir Balentien for the first out of the inning. Quan Cosby advances to third. Oh, Howie Kendrick put a charge into one. He sent Balentien about 375 feet away in deep left center. And Balentien caught the deep drive by Howie Kendrick for the first out of the 9th inning. Runner at third for Matt Pauley. Matt has a hit in 4 trips today. The wind still blowing out towards right center field. Wisconsin leads it 9-4 in the top of the 9th inning. Matt Pauley pops one in the air to shallow left, the shortstop going out, and the left fielder calls him off to make the catch, and heaving a strike into the plate is Josh Ellison. That's Josh Womack in left field. Colton is in right field. Colton in right here in the 9th inning, and Josh Womack in left. Well, Matt Pauley's bid for a sacrifice fly was thwarted by Womack, who made the catch in shallow left. 2 gone now in the Kernel 9th inning. The batter is Matt Brown. A 3-run homer his last trip up to cut the Wisconsin lead to 2 runs, 5-3. That was in the top of the 8th inning. A strike from Brian Stitt into Matt Brown. The Kernels, with 2 hits in this inning, have 9 in the game. A ball in the dirt, 1-1 to Matt Brown.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please with Jeff Miller, please report to the customer service booth. With Jeff Miller, please report to the Candlewood Beach customer service booth at the entrance to Box City Stadium.
Quan Cosby at third with 2 away here in the top of the ninth. The 1-1 to Brownie. A deep drive to left. Did he do it again? He did it again. Another home run for Matt Brown. His 7th of the trip in Wisconsin. His 7th home run of this trip. And the Kernels now have pulled to within 3 at 9-6. Matt Brown does it again. Another home run. And I've lost count of how many home runs Matt Brown has hit in Wisconsin. 3 in a doubleheader. 1 Saturday night, 2, so 2 plus 1, or 3 in a doubleheader. Let me get my thoughts straight. 3 in a doubleheader last Thursday, 1 here Saturday night, 4, 2 here this afternoon for 6 home runs. Oh, Matt Brown has hit 6 home runs in this trip into Wisconsin, 3 in this series. Ball 1 inside, now ball 2 to Brandon Wood. Matt Brown belts a 2-run homer, and it's a 9-6 game in favor of the Timber Rattlers. Wow, that 4-run 8th inning by Wisconsin, the difference in the game now, isn't it? And those 4 runs scored with 2 out. A high fly ball into shallow center, coming on is Balentien, and Wisconsin hangs on to win it as Brandon Wood flies to center. But let's leave this game on a high note, knowing that the Kernels never did and never will raise the white flag. In the 9th inning for the Kernels, 3 runs on 3 hits. No Wisconsin errors, and the Kernels leave the bases empty, stranded 8. Well, there was a big comeback by the Kernels this afternoon, but not quite enough as Wisconsin holds on to out-hit us 12-10 and win it 9-6. We'll be back in just a moment to wrap things up on this Monday afternoon. The Kernel Curtain Call's just ahead. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Quiznos Kernels Kids Club members. Did you know that your Quiznos Kernels Kids Club membership card is good for more than just great deals at the ballpark? That's right. By showing your Quiznos Kernels Kids Club membership card at any of the Cedar Rapids Quiznos, you'll receive a free small drink when you buy a Quiznos sub. That's a free small drink with the purchase of a Quiznos sub when you show your Quiznos Kernels Kids Club card.
Quiznos, toasty.
Checking out the classifieds?
Yeah, I'm tired of working at dead-end jobs. I want to work for a company that offers opportunity.
You know, I just got a job at Access Direct, and they're looking for people like you.
Really? What makes Access Direct so different?
I'm making $9 an hour, and I'll be getting a 50-cent increase within 6 months. Plus, there's always room for advancement.
How about benefits?
Access Direct has a full benefit package that includes 401k.
And vacations?
Access Direct offers 10 days vacation plus holidays.
Why am I looking in the classified?
Put that paper down.
Can we go to Access Direct right now so I can apply?
Let's go.
Don't settle for just any job. Find your future at Access Direct. You'll enjoy a relaxed, friendly work environment, and you'll work with great people just like yourself. Plus, you'll receive a competitive wage, benefits including 401k, 10 days vacation, and holidays off. Check out Access Direct today. Corner of Wiley and Williams Boulevard, and just off the Coralville Strip in Coralville.
It's time for the Kernels Curtain Call, right here on the Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 AM. With a recap of all the action, the State Farm Major League scoreboard, plus a look ahead to the next Kernels game, let's rejoin the voice of the Kernels, the one, the only John Rogers, here on the Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 AM.
Well, little did we know that 4 runs scored by the Timber Rattlers with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning would make the difference in this game. The Kernels rallying for 3 in the top of the 9th and fell short 9-6 here this afternoon. Great to have you with us for the Kernel Curtain Call. Chris Hunter spun his wheels a bit in the bottom of the first inning, and the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers came away with 3 runs. A home run by Wladimir Balentien, his second of the series in the second inning, made it 4-0 in favor of the Timber Rattlers, and we had barely reached noon here on this Monday. Meanwhile, Tom Oldham, a lefty, did a great job protecting that early lead. Oldham pitched out of a first and third one-out jam in the top of the third inning. The Kernels had runners at first and third, one out, but Oldham struck out Matt Pauley, got Matt Brown looking, and then the Kernels, in the top of the sixth inning, trailing 4-0, had runners at first and third, nobody out, but the lefty Oldham from Creighton University struck out the next 3 Kernels in succession, and he was just too much to handle today. He went 7 innings, allowed no runs on 5 hits, fanned 12, and Tom Oldham won this ball game, his second win of the year. Trailing 5-0 in the top of the 8th, though, the Kernels came storming back to make it a ball game. Quan Cosby threw a leadoff walk against reliever Brian Heaston. Howie Kendrick singled Quan to third. After Matt Pauley struck out, Matt Brown belted a 3-run homer to pull the Kernels to within a pair at 5-3. The Kernels, in fact, had the tying runs on with 2 out in the top of the 8th when Brian Stitt struck out Caleb Mayer looking to end that inning. In the bottom of the 8th inning, with the Kernels trailing 5-3, Wladimir Balentien hit a 3-run homer on a 3-2 pitch to make it 8-3. Brent Matheny followed with a solo home run to make it 9-3. And then in the top of the 9th, an RBI single by Quan Cosby chased home Tommy Duenas. And with with Cosby aboard and 2 out, Matt Brown hit his 6th home run of this trip into Wisconsin, his 6th home run of the road trip, his 9th of the year. His 2-run homer made it a 9-6 game. Brandon Wood then flew out to center to end the game. Wisconsin 9 runs, a dozen hits, 1 error. The Timber Rattlers stranded 8. The Kernels 6 runs, 10 hits, no errors. We left 6 men aboard. The winning pitcher was starter Tom Oldham. He struck out 12 in 7 innings. He's 2-2. The Kernel loser was starter Chris Hunter. He slips to 1-2. The game took 2 hours and 51 minutes and a crowd of 4,387 here on Monday morning and Monday afternoon. 9-6 Timber Rattlers will be back in a moment with our Liberty Bank star play of the game. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
You're in
the Zone.
Attention sports fans. Iowa's #1 sports announcer is right here on the Zone. For the second year in a row, the Iowa Associated Press has named Scott Unash the best damn play-by-play announcer in the state. Fact is, Scott's dedication to outstanding coverage of area metro sports is unprecedented. The guy eats, sleeps, and breathes local sports. You can catch Scott weekday afternoons at 3 on the 19th hole with Scott Unash, and Saturday mornings at 9 when he hosts the Hy-Vee Coaches Corner. And in addition to great seasonal high school play-by-play, you can hear Scott calling all the hot action of Hawkeye Downs racing on Friday nights. Scott knows sports, and once again, he's AP's top play-by-play announcer of the year. One more reason why you need to keep it in the Zone. ESPN Radio, 1600 AM.
We're back in Appleton, Wisconsin, where the Timber Rattlers posted a 9-6 victory here this afternoon. It's time, thanks to Iowa's fastest-growing community bank, Liberty Bank, to enjoy our Liberty Bank star play of the game. It took place in the top of the 8th inning. Quan Cosby, the leadoff batter, drew a leadoff walk. Howie Kendrick singled into third. With 1 out, Matt Brown came to the plate. Here's our Liberty Bank star play of the game. Matt Brown, a right-handed hitter with no sleeves underneath his gray road top, wears a pair of white batting gloves and lifts one into deep left down the line, and out she goes. Matt Brown, a 3-run homer, cuts the lead to 2 runs. Matt Brown lifts a home run over the left field wall to make it 5-3 Wisconsin. Matt's home run, his 5th of this road trip to Wisconsin. He belted his 6th of the road trip, a 2-run homer in the 9th inning. Matt Brown drove in 5 of the Kernels' 6 runs, but it wasn't enough as the Kernels let this one get away early with 3 in the first inning. Were never able to catch up, although they did rally for 3 on the 3-run homer by Matt Brown in the 8th inning and then scored 3 in the top of the 9th. 9-6 Timber Rattlers. That's our Liberty Bank star play of the game. Up next, we'll take a look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard. You're listening to Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
With all the talk about rising gas prices, doesn't it make sense to drive a fuel-efficient vehicle? You can when you buy with confidence at Randy Keel Honda. Get up to 51 miles to the gallon with the Honda Civic Hybrid. Every Honda model has awesome fuel efficiency. Don't wait for $2 a gallon gas to buy a fuel-efficient car. Now when you can save time and money now by previewing Randy Keel's fuel-efficient inventory online at randykeel.com. Right now, lease a 2004 Honda Accord LX for only $235 per month. At Randy Keel Honda, you'll find many great buys under $5,000 too. Randy Keel is the home of confidence, a 7-year, 100,000-mile guarantee. Randy Keel is dedicated on getting you the lowest possible price backed by the best service in the Midwest. Stop by and see for yourself at Randy Keel Honda, Center Point Road Northeast in Cedar Rapids, or visit them on the web at randykeel.com. Accord LX lease, 36 months, $14.88 due at lease signing. Includes first month's payment, security deposit, capitalized cost reduction, and excludes tax and license.
John Rogers back with you in Appleton following a 9-6 Timber Rattler victory. The Kernels still lead the series 2-1, and the Kernel road trip record here in Wisconsin is 4-3. A very, very abbreviated slate of games on the State Farm Major League scoreboard, brought to you by State Farm Insurance agents Al Shetler. Lanny Peterson, Dale Thompson, and Gary Shubat. A game that will get underway, in about 20 minutes or so in Denver, has the Phillies taking on the Rockies. That's the only action in the National League. And in the American League, the Twins in Toronto play at Skydome tonight, and the White Sox take on the Indians in Jacobs Field. That's our look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard. We invite you to be with us tomorrow because we'll have the dugout interview at 6:10, the Wisconsin road trip finale here in Appleton. Tomorrow, 6:10 dugout interview, 6:30 the game's first pitch. Remember, if you'd still like to sign up for our annual charity golf outing at Airport National, you can do so. It's coming up this Wednesday. Call Jessica Ferguson at 896-7615. 896-7612. Call Jessica at 896-7612 to register for the annual Kernel Golf Outing this Wednesday at Airport National. And call our ticket office for tickets to the upcoming homestand. Our longest homestand of the year starts this Thursday night and runs through Memorial Day weekend. That box office number, 896-7560. 896-7560. It was terrific, you letting us spend part of the Monday afternoon with you. The Kernels came up on the short end of a 9-6 outcome this afternoon, but we're right back at it for the series finale here tomorrow evening. 9-6 Wisconsin, thanks to Emily, our in-studio engineer. I'm John Rogers. So long from Wisconsin. You're listening to Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
Hey, man, what's up?
Just getting ready to kick your butt.
Right. And mess up your hair?
You just wish you could look this good. Boo! Nothing but net.
Hey, I'm a busy guy. I don't have time to make my hair look as good as yours. I mean, who has time to schedule an appointment, let alone show up for it?
Not me. I just go to Cost Cutters. I can get in whenever it's convenient for me.
Nice shot.
Yeah.
So you're telling me you just walk into Cost Cutters and come out looking good?
Well, for some of us, that comes naturally. But Cost Cutters makes it easier. They can do anything you want. A cool cut, even some color, and get some of that styling gel stuff to keep you looking good. Like me.
Oh, so that's why your hair never moves.
Oh, you're funny.
Cost Cutters. Thanks, man. This will save me some time.
Great. Then you'll have time to work on your game.
Oh, yeah, that's funny.
Are you a busy guy? Save yourself time and walk into one of our area's 12 Cost Cutters whenever it's convenient for you. Then relax, because Cost Cutters will make things easy and affordable for you.
Cost Cutters. Live your life. We always have time for your hair.
This has been a special sports presentation from The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM, Cedar Rapids. Now back to our regularly scheduled ESPN programming already in progress.